Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I'm your host, the Outlaw LA Red. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on Twitter at MMMshow75. And boy, do we have a gabillion and 3/4 of things to talk about today. What's up, Case? Are you on? Can I unmute you? Does the unmute work? There we go.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, Jesus. I was trying to keep him muted as long as I could, Casey.
Byron already. Fever. The big thing that happened this week was I wrote a sketch for my class. We could talk about that for 2 hours.
Sure. Great. Yeah, let's do that.
It had Dog the Bounty Hunter in it. And I made jokes because he says words like bra and aloha.
That passes as comedy these days. So, hi, Casey. How are you doing?
It was really good.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. What a timely reference.
I've
good
never
Lord,
seen.
what is that giant phallic thing in your face?
Well,
that's my dick, bro. I got a
called,
boner.
Justin, that's
called the lovely Yeti mic.
That's what he calls a Saturday night.
The satin red Yeti right here.
Dude, Byron,
it was white when I bought it.
How long have we been doing the show? Over a year or so. And we always had superiority over Casey because we always at least sounded better. And now we're using these crappy microphones and he's got the Yeti. I feel inferior.
Yeah, your shit looks pretty ratchet. I may be using PlayStation headphones though, so you never know.
We still look better, Justin, and we can have solace in that.
Nice Green Day poster, Byron.
Thank you.
This is Casey at Lucha Gringo. Thank you guys for doing the show today. I should probably tell the audience that I might not be around Thursdays for a while. So if the show's on a Thursday, I'm probably not going to be on it. A lot of things have happened since last week's show, but it's basically getting accepted and having to register and start classes in my credential program like right away. So I got in and I got my classes, but they're Thursday night and online. So I'm not going to be able to do the show Thursdays anymore, but I'll be here when I can.
So Casey's stealing my gimmick of talking about class this quickly.
Yeah, he is.
I wrote a skit. I wrote a skit about Pete Rose gambling because it's very timely.
See, the dog, he says bra a whole bunch, and that way you don't have to write jokes. It's already funny.
Wow, that's where you went? Dude,
No. Where I went was he was basically doing a public service announcement about erectile dysfunction, basically just repeatedly saying he doesn't have it.
Now, is that young lady that was on the show a few weeks ago with you, she's in this sketch class with you?
Yes.
What's her name? Nora? Is that right?
Nora, yes.
Nora. And she still speaks to you?
Yes.
We get more, anything?
We get more questions about that than anything we've ever talked about or done on this podcast.
I don't know if anyone else in my class is still speaking to me after reading 6 pages of penis jokes, but
amateurs.
Well, since I was last officially on the show, I was the roast master for my friend Charlie DeMarco's 40th birthday party, which was strange because I haven't done comedy in a long time, and I had to do probably about 45 minutes that night.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a lot of material. And I started off as the cheesy host on purpose, but that kind of bombed. I'm not going to lie. I did not come out of the gate strong, but I finished super duper strong. My last couple introductions were searing to the point where people were crying for good and bad reasons. And I was really, really just kind of a prick. So it paid off. And I'm sure it was funnier than 10 minutes on Dog the Bounty Hunter. So at least I had it going for me.
Like 6 minutes. 6.
So you need to do grad school like me so you can do 90 pages of dick jokes and make the fucking staff have to review it. That's what's up.
You're stealing my school gimmick again.
Good Lord, I hope you don't have any federal grants that I had to pay for.
You know what? My financial aid is completely fucked up, and I had to file an appeal, so I don't even know yet. And they said it could take 9 weeks. I'm like, that's the whole fucking semester.
Well, hopefully Money Mark Byron can take care of that for you.
Yeah, hook me up, bro.
I'm not a money mark.
Byron, I got to ask you this, and then we're going to get into some topics because we got a lot of stuff to cover today. But I saw the Ben & Jerry's that you ate on Instagram, and I'm a little worried about you. Like, you don't look too fat yet, but I feel like New York is going to put about 40 pounds on you. Is all
Oh,
the
dude,
walking around New
what
York
flavor
City?
was it? Like, was it? It depends though, because like, was it the shitty ass like Greek yogurt bitch Ben and Jerry's, or was it like the real stuff?
It wasn't froyo. It was the real stuff.
No, he's eating like banh mi's and Ben and Jerry's by the quart. Like, what are you doing?
What happened was I fell asleep and woke up around 10:30 and decided the night was not over. So I walked over to a Dwayne Reed's and I bought a pint of ice cream and I ate it.
So you're basically saying you've started to hate yourself as much as we hate you.
There was some enjoyment during, but immediate regret afterwards.
Okay, at least there was regret.
For you guys that don't know, Byron is lactose intolerant, so he probably shit himself after that. Actually, I don't know that about Byron. I'm just assuming he's got one of those faces.
He always smells.
I was mildly lactose intolerant in college. I think I'm pretty cool now, but no, but you don't eat a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's half-baked ice cream and come out a winner afterwards.
Oh, dude, fucking winning flavor. I approve of your life choices. That's a good flavor. Half-baked and anything but that are the two best.
All right, so Byron is in the W column right now. Nora has not filed a restraining order. He's choosing at least the right flavors to gorge himself on. And he went to a WWE event, which may or may not be a win for him, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First, I want to start off with the Cleveland Browns, because I'm going to forget because it's not on my list of things to talk about. So several of the players, and it's not really about the Browns that I want to talk about. It's about the fact that several of the players took a knee this week in kind of a prayer circle during the anthem to kind of support what's going on with the racial tension in this country. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is like this, is this kind of statement something that should stay out of athletics, or do you think that because these guys have a platform that they should be doing this stuff? Like, where do you guys stand on this thing? Because
Justin, you want to know where the Undertaker fan stands on these things? Make whatever statement you want, man. My favorite wrestler was fucking crucifying people on TV every week. Do what you want.
I think
I'm not offended.
I'm not offended either. I think people who have been complaining about it are complaining about it in the wrong way. I think you can have an issue with something like that. And I think the whole point of it is to bring something to light, to have that discussion. I'm in support of what they're doing. I think it's cool that it's taking, it's getting momentum, because, I mean, it was centered around a player who may or may not be on the outs of his career performance-wise, and then that becomes part of the discussion. Is he good enough to play? And that's not why he's taken the knee during the anthem. You want to have that discussion over the issues that are being raised, police brutality, all that stuff, because, we need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about whether or not Kaepernick can still cut it in the NFL as much as,
Well, clearly, I mean, look, Kaepernick is still better than at least 40% of the other guys in his position, no matter what you say. Like, the guy should have a job, clearly.
Yeah. Well, did you see, I follow Roy Woods Jr. on Twitter, and he had a bit of a thing where I think his team, I think he's a Dolphins fan, they signed, was it Jay Cutler? I think they said.
You're asking me. I watch wrestling and boxing and fighting all the time.
You watch some football when the Browns are losing. I met some people from Cleveland too.
Which is all the time.
What? They were equally depressed about the Browns. But I think Jay Cutler just got signed, and he looked out of shape and completely like in the press conference, like confused as to why he was there. And it was just like, you signed this guy, and there's like over like Kaepernick, like we're kind of stretching it a bit. But I think though, like, I mean, that's part of the discussion of whether or not he's getting blackballed. But I think more importantly, the discussion should be over why he's taking the knee, why other people.
Okay, but here's the other side of that to me is, okay, as much as he has a right to make a stand about things, and everyone does,
yeah.
Do the people that disagree with you not have the right to screw you over for making that stand?
I think
and don't think that I'm agreeing with the racist, but I have to ask the question, in this country with what we're set up on and our ideology, are you not allowed to be a racist?
I think ultimately you could do whatever you want as long as you can pay your bills and, as long as you can pay your bills, stay out of jail in this country.
And
not like morally, but I mean,
well, here's my issue with it too. It's like the people that support these guys doing this stuff.
Yeah,
it's fine, but is it wrong to condemn the people who say that it's wrong for them to be doing it? That say, I would just want my football. I want to hate black people. I want cops to kill people. Is it wrong to tell those people that they're not entitled to that opinion?
Well, let's get Hulk Hogan on the show and talk to him about it.
He's from Tampa. So come on, cut him some slack.
Is he a confirmed racist, Casey? I don't know about that.
Isn't there video evidence?
It's not like Hulk Hogan doesn't want his daughter to have sex with black men. He wants her to have sex with rich black men.
No, it's not that he hates black people. It's that he hates them so much that he talks about them either shortly before or directly after having sex.
With his best friend.
It's on his mind that much. Yeah. He's either about to fuck or just fucked and says, you know what I hate? Black people. That's fucked up. Don't take that clip out of context. Don't.
No, poor black people.
It was a quote.
Well, then you should have done it in the "Oh brother, take your vitamins" Hogan voice.
I don't feel like doing voices today.
But I'm just saying, if you don't want the clips out of context, if you do them in the voice, then there's no mistaking what the context is, Casey.
Yeah, my Hogan's not that good. I wish it was. I really wish it was, because I would be like finding Vince McMahon's home phone number and calling him as Hulk Hogan.
He would answer too. What's that, Byron?
I will say, back to your original question, part of why I respect these people for taking a stand. You have the ones.
Whoa, these people! Whoa!
You have the ones that are standing in solidarity, with them. Part of it is like it's a controversial stand to take, and there will be backlash, and that's part of what they're doing. They're going against what's normal, what's accepted. They're trying to disrupt, to make people pay attention to something that everyone's kind of glancing over. So there will be backlash. I think in that
regards, we're looking at a total success, right?
I think so. I mean, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say we need to have this conversation and accept that there is a trend of police brutality. There is a trend of targeting a specific type of person. But also, like, we need to, it's not a clear cut, conversation where you can go, okay, this is happening. You got to really get into it, and you got to realize some bad stuff's happening, some good stuff is happening, and there are many sides. And topical joke, you guys aren't going to go for the many sides thing. But you got to get into it.
Are you telling jokes?
I'm telling jokes.
How am I supposed to know that they're jokes? Like, I need like a laugh track or something.
Yeah, you need to like do it in Hulk Hogan's voice, and then people will know that you're joking.
I stopped for a laugh break.
All right. Well, all I'm going to say is it made me smangry that people had an issue with people having an issue. And I know that seems weird, but it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't cause dissent and want to start the conversation and then not allow there to be a conversation.
Right.
Like, the whole point is to piss those people off. Let them be pissed for two reasons. A, we figure out who the fuck they are. Like, the worst thing that you could have with a racist is to not know they're racist. Like, let's identify who all of these people are. Second of all, then you have to do the work. You have to actually allow the conversation to happen. And you have to, especially my super uber lefty friends, Byron.
Byron.
You have to actually still have the conversation. You can't just be mad on your end and say we have to have a conversation. Have these things that happen that open up the window for a conversation. Have the opposing side say their viewpoint and say that they hate you, and then not engage them in the conversation. That will do nothing except start a war, as opposed to starting something beneficial to everyone to have the conversation. So I know it sounds like a weird point. I'm not defending the people who I believe are misinterpreting the world right now, who are not understanding the inherent racism in some of these things, that are not believing in police brutality and not believing that there really is a conversation that needs to be had. I'm not defending those people. I'm saying, however, though, that I want those people to have a chance to say that it's not right on their side, to try to ban Colin Kaepernick, to try to stop these things from happening, because then we see what they're really made of. Then we see what they're really trying to do. Then we can identify what the real problem is. And then we can say, fuck you, and stop paying them, stop shopping at their stores, stop patronizing their businesses, stop voting for them to get into office, stop letting them have that power to accomplish those things. And if you don't know who they are, and if you haven't had that conversation with them, then you have no power to screw these people over. Yeah. Now I'll get off my high horse.
I mean, now you have people who are stopping, watching NFL games. Like, that sort of began to happen when it became obvious that they didn't really punish domestic abusers and murderers and stuff like that as much as, once you were smoking weed and got busted. But, you're seeing more and more people actually take action now. They're making informed decisions over where they spend their money. And that's where we have the most power more than anything.
Hey, yeah, but punch a lady out in the elevator or fucking murder some dogs, and people aren't calling for you to get banned as much as this, and it's fucked up. But it is letting you spot the racist. Anyway, Justice said he wanted to move on, and I know he wants to move on to this thing that Vice just tweeted saying experts fear for Conor McGregor's safety tomorrow night, which is hilarious.
What expert is that?
I don't know, maybe Vice. So it's probably like one of the dudes that like smokes weed and watches shows. It's probably somebody that has like a weed show on the network. I don't know.
I hope.
Like fucking Action Bronson watching fucking getting ripped and watching Ancient Aliens, which is an actual series, and Sabu and RVD were on it. That's fucking amazing.
Because they are both ancient aliens, right?
Well, at least Sabu is.
Yeah. Sabu, like, do you remember the triple jump moonsault?
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about flippy shit right now, and I've even complained about flippy shit myself, but I'm starting to think back, and I realize that I only have myself to blame. Like, my favorite feud in ECW was RVD versus Jerry Lynn. That was like the start of the quintessential rhythm of the flippy shit match. Like, you don't get Ricochet Osprey without RVD Jerry Lynn, right? I was like, they do their chain wrestling spots, they do their double kip ups, and then they start throwing each other around, and then the next thing you know, for 20 minutes, it's high spot after high spot until somebody's dead.
I'm trying to figure out what my favorite ECW.
I want to bring up real quick in the chat. W Lucha is
a piece
bringing
of shit.
up that Sabu messed up a bunch of flippy moments, and I want to bring up the point that Sabu purposely messed up moments to make it look real. He was
that's what he said after he fucked up. That's like Pee Wee Herman saying I meant to do that. I think my favorite ECW feud might have been Daddy, you're a drunk. I worship Raven.
That is awesome, in fact.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in feud storyline wise, that was probably the
Oh no, shit. My favorite one was like really old school ECW. Sandman versus Tommy Cairo, where Tommy Cairo fucked his wife and Sandman started doing promos saying he owed him money for it. And then like all the fucking promos were like, it's time to pay the bill, Tommy. It's time to pay the bill. Fucking great.
I mean, but that was when Sandman was actually drunk every time he was on camera, right?
Yeah, but I think that was pretty much 80-20 anyway.
Isn't that his whole career?
No, I'm sure he was very sober when he built that scaffolding for the scaffold match in ECW, because that
I'm sure
really safe.
Hey, it ended up being safer than the one New Jack fell off of. So I don't know if he built that. I think he was out then.
Why would anyone do a scaffolding match? Why would anyone want to watch a scaffolding match? You're just watching a bunch of people trying not to fall down.
Dude, see,
it was good stuff.
Dude, fucking Midnight Express versus Road Warriors in a scaffold match, fucking Night of the Skywalkers, that was the shit, dude. They that was actually like a really good fucking match. And they did promos leading up to it with the fucking Road Warriors throwing pumpkins off of the scaffolding and having them splatter all over the ground and saying this is what's going to happen to the Midnight Express, so be sure to watch the match. Fucking dope. And
That's
Jim
pretty
Cornette injured himself for the rest of his life, and fuck Jim Cornette.
Fuck Jim Cornette.
Oh God, Meatloaf is in the chat. We've got to talk to that guy because apparently he's sending gifts to Cuerno and his purple alter ego these days. He's sending him gifts, not like animated pictures, like gifts.
Not okay.
With a T.
No, it's cool, man. It's true love.
The
heart wants what it wants.
Not only is he buying used Phantasma underwear, he's sending him custom-made Funko dolls of Phantasma.
Made out of underwear.
I support your life decisions, Meatloaf. You are still my friend.
I don't know. I like the kid, and I just really don't want to see him go down a dark, dark path. It's like...
Too late.
I heard he... Hey, Casey.
Listen to our show. Too late.
Casey, you said you like Meef, but guess who else likes Meef?
Nobody?
W. Lucha. So it looks like you and W. Lucha have a lot in common.
They've always had a lot in common. That's why they
true.
hate each other so much.
Well, W doesn't.
I don't hate the guy. I just find him of zero consequence. What are we talking about next?
Wow, what a no-sell. All right, very quickly, before we get on to all the combat sports-related things, I want to mention this trade that the Cavs did. They got rid of Kyrie after he
Kyrie Hojo? Kyrie Hojo with the Kyrie Sane?
Kyrie Irving. They got rid of Kyrie, but they sent him to Boston, and they picked up Isaiah Thomas and like half the bench in a ridiculous trade, though Isaiah's hip might be crazy. But it's like what's going on with the Cavs has just like it has my head shaking. It's like you get IT, but then you lose Kyrie, right? And then you could get Dwayne Wade, but then LeBron might leave in a year. And then you get the first pick from the Nets, but God only knows who they're going to use it for. And if they're going to try to build something with the, basically basketball in the last 2 weeks behind the scenes is more complicated than Lucha Underground behind the scenes.
Okay, so what is worse, the Cavs losing Kyrie or the Black Lotus triad trading Kyrie to New York? Because I think that's worse.
Okay, see, Byron, that's an actual joke. That was funny. That was like a funny joke. It was topical. It fit in with the contents of the program. That was really good. That was well done.
What you were saying when you said Cleveland sports?
Right, and then your brain just hazed over. I get it.
No, you're like Cleveland sports, and then I just mentally started laughing like Bobby Heenan during a Hacksaw Jim Duggan match.
All right, Hacksaw Jim Duggan is a college-educated man.
But what I think is going to be the biggest travesty is that NXT just graduated Asuka to the main roster. She relinquished the belt. It was a big ceremony. And then Kyrie Sane is going to show up in NXT. Hojo is going to show up in NXT. And I'm pretty sure 60% of that crowd
I believe they're calling her Kyrie Sane.
And 60% of that crowd is going to wonder why Asuka is still in NXT.
Well, I guess they do tape in Florida, so yeah,
right?
You might be right.
No, I know the difference. I'm not being racist.
Jerry Lawler wants to be a real Florida cracker.
I'm being racist toward.
I'm going to show him what it's like to be a real Florida cracker, Byron.
Hey, I just got some mail. It says it's from I don't know if you can see that or not. It says it's from
Yaya,
care of MMA Gold.
Yeah, way to just show the whole address on the fucking video.
It's the gym, dummy. It's the gym. It's not like her home address.
Fucking hope so. That guy that was tweeting about wearing his dick to dust is going to be showing up no matter what.
Oh God! You know how insane that is. That girl could beat the living hell out of that man. Like, what?
But he probably wants that, dude. He's a pervert.
Of all the people that you're gonna like obsessively stalk and say weird, creepy stuff to, would you pick that to be the person that you would do that to? Like, she has more muscles than like bodybuilders I know. That girl will kill him.
That is somebody who can decapitate somebody with a fucking kick right there, is what that is. That photo is like Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Well, and thanks for the photo, Yaya. She was giving them out, and I was like, I was at your first professional fight, so that would be a cool thing to have. Like, send me one. What's up? I don't normally mark out like that, but I like discovering new talent, as opposed to people that have been doing it forever. I have my favorites that are up the ladder, but God damn, somebody's like dead outside. There's ambulances all over the place here.
That's an ambulance siren.
Yeah.
It's not a police siren?
No, I stopped all my bleeding. I don't know. I think maybe that was a cop. You might be right, Byron.
Hashtag ass blood. Oh. What?
Oh, okay. Do you have the results of the poll from last week?
Yeah, dude. Apparently our listeners really bleed from the ass a lot. It's really disturbing. I think that we need to get some kind of sponsorship with MeUndies because they're going to need a fresh pair. And my phone's ringing. God damn it.
Casey, your level of professionalism has never been higher.
Well, anyway, I never finished telling what I was going to say, which is the reason why Miss Yaya is of note today is because she got a new opponent for her fight at Invicta FC 25. So now she's going to be facing Courtney King, I guess. Stephanie Egger apparently wisely was like, oh, wait, I got to face that girl. No, thanks. And pulled out. And so now Yaya's got to face off against Courtney King, who's also 1-0. So it's 2 1-0. Somebody's O must go already in Yaya's career. Interesting. So I'll be interested in watching that. And that fight takes place. God, when is that fight? It's coming up soon.
Eat, sleep, defeat the streak. Yes. It's
Thursday. It's Thursday, August 31st, which is a weird time. It'll be on Fight Pass at 6 p.m. on the West, 9 p.m. on the East. So check that out if you guys get a chance. Livia Sousa is on there fighting too. Raquel Palalui has got a fight. That should be good. I'll be interested. And after this week, when we see this crazy Conor Floyd thing, God only knows I'll be ready to just watch some good old-fashioned MMA, regular old fights again.
Those guys are going to dance and hug. They might even kiss a little bit. It's going to be a good fight.
Oh, this chat is making me long for the days of Mr. Krabs. We miss you, Mr. Krabs.
Well, Mr. Krabs is a night owl. I don't think when we do the daytime shows that we'll see Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, because he's not on his work release program yet.
Mr. Krabs is from Florida, and we could have really used him to confirm what I was saying about how Florida people are not,
we should move along into the important stuff where we don't recap Lucha Underground because everyone already watched it. Why do you need us to talk about it? There's so much happening this weekend. Fuck that show.
I just want to say I worked on a show for 6 to 8 months, and every Florida person was unsure about one of my crew members' ethnicity the entire time. They would always ask her what she was because...
Boy, do I know that.
Because I think all they know in Florida is Haitians. That's all they talk about.
Well, I was Puerto Rican the whole time I lived in Florida. Everyone just assumed I was Puerto Rican.
You do really look like Savio Vega a lot.
It's true.
Especially when I was in Orlando. I got it all the time in O-Town. Not so much in Miami.
Watch out. He's going to challenge us to a Caribbean strap match.
I was going to say that.
Strap match.
Wait, so Casey, you want to brush across Lucha Underground, but your boy was on. He was in the finals.
Okay, first of all, 0 out of 5 because he fucking lost. And
it was a good match.
And it was a good match, but a lot of people don't seem to care if a match is good if the finish is bad, is what I'm getting a lot. But
I want to point out what might make you right statistically. If you looked at the numbers on this episode on the first run were amazing. They
are actually the highest first run viewing in Lucha Underground history.
But total overall numbers between first and second viewing did not make it first overall. And there's a reason for that, because nobody watched the replay. The replay numbers were terrible because it already got out what the finishes were, or people didn't really want to watch it a second time, which has got to tell you something. Like, yes, when you hype up a match for 5 to 6 weeks, it will get people to watch, especially when you have two names that are WWE, that are big stars. So, yes, promoting the WWE stars, headlining this thing for weeks and weeks and weeks totally worked. I'm going to say, and here's where I get smangry, that was the wrong finish. I liked where it went. I don't mind Ray losing, but that level of cheating from Mundo, I just don't think was necessary. And
I think, honestly, they should have had Matanza kill him. Don't you think so? Like, you got to have Matanza come back. He's the guy that fucking put Matanza through the fucking stage anyway.
You don't think that there's a receipt coming for that as well? And it's like,
yeah, but why not do it here? It would have explained Dario wanting to fuck Ray over more than just having fake Paul Heyman that has all of the same fucking opinions that I do talk to him.
And honestly, I believe that could have come after the match. Like, okay, the Dario part of the interference, that made sense to me. I had no issue with Dario interfering at all to screw Ray over because of that. And then maybe you do have Matanza come out at the end and just totally destroy Dom and Ray at the very end or something. That would have been cool. The part I didn't like is Mundo having to use the belt to knock Ray out. It's like the dude is 5'1". Hey, it's not me this time. Nobody's dying.
That's me.
Fuck yeah, this is like an episode of Carnage Culture. This rules.
Oh my God. We're not even sitting in a car doing it. It's amazing. My problem is the part where it's like, if Johnny has gotten the upper hand by a distraction, he shouldn't need to use the belt. Come on, the dude is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. He's got a skill set. Ray has no kneecaps. Like, for Christ's sakes, he can't hit into the world on Ray and then like get a semi-clean finish after the distraction. He's still got to knock him out with a freaking belt. He should have taken him from Slamtown to Dick Kick City is where he should have taken him. And
even that would have been figure 4.
I don't know. I just felt like the shot of him using the belt just didn't work for me. That was the part that really...
Can I talk about what really didn't work for me and what really pisses me off and which makes me think that these guys shouldn't be allowed to call the show Lucha Underground anymore? They should just call it...
The mask match?
Yeah. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit.
What's wrong with a mask match with two people that you've already seen unmasked going in there to lose a mask and then one of them being unmasked prematurely without even losing the mask match? I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, Casey.
So many things. First of all, we didn't see Sexy Star unmasked when this was taped, so her mask was legit.
Okay, true.
This is the second mask they did, which is fucking bullshit. A lot of people didn't know the Superfly one was fucking bullshit because they didn't know he already lost his match in Mexico to Aerostar in a far superior match with a hot fucking heat feud behind it, which was awesome.
The purpose of the Superfly thing was being bullshit. I mean, the bullshit was different with Superfly. The bullshit was Dario not respecting the culture and just throwing a mask match out there willy-nilly.
No, but I mean more like behind the scenes bullshit where the unmasking doesn't mean anything because the dude's already fucking unmasked. That's one problem we had. The other problem we had is Sexy Star won the match by countout because Joey Ryan came out, beat the shit out of Cortez Castro and unmasked him, including touching him when he's in the ring. So really, Sexy Star should have lost by DQ and had to unmask here.
But they don't call DQs.
They don't call countouts either until this match.
It's a total storyline thing. I mean, they just squeezed in this storyline. And I don't have.
I'm just glad that they're not trying to build to a serious Apuestas match at Ultima Lucha Tres that needs people to believe in it or anything. I'm just glad that's not the case.
Well, I don't disagree. Like I found, I took issue with it, and I get that. I also felt like it was really weirdly abbreviated for television to the point where it made even less sense because they were trying to give the other matches some time. It was strange. So
yeah,
and I don't even hate on Sexy Star like you do. Like I think that she has a value to both Lucha Underground and AAA. I do think that due to Ivelisse being out so much that I think Sexy Star got the benefit of many things that were probably intended for Evie. And I think a lot of people say, why didn't Taya get that? But Taya didn't come in then either.
Yeah, Taya wasn't around.
Taya wasn't around yet, and I feel like once she came in, they already had a very distinct purpose in mind for her.
And then, we've talked about repeatedly, Taya had visa issues this season and wasn't able to do the tapings in the right order and missed a lot. Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of think that Ivelisse would have been the preferred person, and I think they tested some stuff out with her, like when she challenged Mil Muertes. But I do think because Sexy Star was one of like the original characters, and she has a mask, and how her character is built up, the backstory of it. I think she was always the one destined to be the first female champion of Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't know. Hey, W, do you still have a podcast? I haven't seen Spandex Thoughts in a while. That's harder to say than MMMshow.
You know, this is riveting for the podcast listeners.
Yeah, you know what's great radio is not only like crowd work. When like, hey Casey, that's a
silent crowd work.
That's a funny hat you're wearing, Casey. It's when you start working the crowd in the chat room.
Yeah, it's like, hey Meef, that font is hilarious. It's almost like Twitwell worthy font use.
I wish you guys could see how the capitalization is done on random letters of this word.
And I also want to say one more thing about Lucha Underground, where I'm concerned that fake Paul Heyman is parroting things that I say, and that apparently I'm a heel because I speak the truth.
Unrelated, I really actually enjoyed the Sexy Star Cortez match and everything because I felt it was storyline, and I just understood that they wanted to do it in this episode. They didn't have room, so they had to shoehorn it in. However, but what I really liked the most about it is how they spent the entire time talking about how important Sexy Star's mask was to her, was to her fans, and to.
That was longer than the match, by the way. That explanation from Vampiro was longer than the match.
And the culture of Lucha Libre, she gets her power. She came from an abused background, and the mask gives her power to fight for every woman. Every woman is sexy, and every woman is a star because of the mask.
And I also got to point out once again that this wasn't the real Veneno, and there's already a much more famous Veneno in Lucha Libre that also already lost his mask. I'm just saying. I
think that Stryker and Vamp actually did a great job with that for the task that was put in front of them.
Yes.
Like they halfway had me into it for a second, like before the match just disintegrated literally seconds later. Like, I have to give Vamp and Stryker props for like the fact that somehow they got this thing put in front of them. And I can't imagine that they thought that this was a good plan either. Like, I just don't know. Like, DJ, I love you, but this was not the finest moment.
No. No.
I'm gonna say
I want to know.
DJ, I love you, but this is worse than Son of Madness. Worse than Son of Madness.
I don't know if I go that far.
Well, there's more coming next week with Son of Madness, baby.
Stop it. Oh, I don't want to hear that.
It's already in the previews.
Oh,
God. So what I'm most curious about is whether or not they redid the commentary after Sexy Star's mask and boxing career.
I don't think so, but I feel like when they shot the vignette with fake Lucha Gringo, because that's who I'm going to call him, because I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my God.
There's already a fake Lucha Gringo. He's like fake Lucha Gringo.
But I mean a fake Casey Nielsen. Like, I'm pretty sure that all of that character's opinions are based on, like, he is the representation of Casey.
Well, it's like, they could have fucking got me to do it, right? Like, I would have done it.
No, you wouldn't have. You barely do the podcast. Did we pay you?
You don't fucking pay me. Those checks are about as good as Paul Heyman's checks. While we're speaking of Paul Heyman,
This friendship is payment for services rendered.
Want my money back. And we got, dude, look at all these pages of notes I have on TripleMania.
We're
Look
gonna
at all
get there.
these.
We're gonna get there. I gotta finish up talking a few things about luchas. So, anyway, so the fake Paul Heyman literally says Benji Star, or whatever his name is, literally says that Sexy Star was the worst champion in Lucha Underground history.
Well,
you
okay.
had to have at least popped for that, Casey.
I did, but how is he even wrong? Because, okay, name all the other champions in Lucha Underground history. Who is she better than? No one.
No one.
Because you have Mundo, you have Matanza, you got Mil Muertes, and you have Prince Puma. She is better than none of those people.
But I think it was a funny moment of acceptance from DJ to you personally to acknowledge, like, we can make this statement on the show because it's actually true. Like, I think he's saying directly to you, Casey, like, look, man, we made a choice. It's whatever it was. But at the same time, we didn't make her better than any of the guys that you like. But I will say this. She's a better Lucha Underground champion than Pentagon ever was.
Oh,
hey, it's fine because
he's champion now. He got screwed again.
Hey, it's great because the show still hasn't been renewed for season 4, and it won't when Robert Rodriguez's favorite wrestler isn't champion. So there you go.
Casey.
What?
Casey. Justin has a point. Pentagon hasn't been champion.
Hey, that's fine because the show hasn't been renewed for season 4.
Okay, I gotta ask you about this though, because look, let's go back in time here. At this point in time, when this episode was taped, we already knew pretty much that Trevor, the artist formerly known as Puma, formerly known as King Ricochet, formerly
Puma
just
Dark.
Ricochet, Puma Dark, whatever the fuck you want to call him, we all already knew that he most likely was not coming back.
Right. And we thought
Dub knew this. DJ knew this. Yeah. So I got to say that I don't know if this was a genius swerve on all of us, but not a single one of us thought that there was a snowball's chance in hell that Pentagon wasn't going over here. And
but we thought that at Ultima Lucha Dos too, didn't we?
I thought that there was a chance he wouldn't go over at Ultima Lucha Dos. But the two things I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting Ray to not hold the belt at some point in time. That just didn't make sense to me. And I didn't expect at this point in time that Pentagon wasn't going to get a run towards the end of the season. I just really thought that Pentagon would get the belt. They'd run the season out, have him be in the headliner at Ultima Lucha because he's the money. He's the most over guy there. He's the biggest draw. But they're a TV show with a TV taping that gives away tickets. I guess they don't need a draw. I don't know. I'm still baffled by this one to this day. I do not understand why, at this point in time, you have Prince Puma beat Pentagon. Yeah. I just don't get it.
Oh, and Meef has a point. I forgot Phoenix and former champions because his reign was as long as Sexy Stars on television. But in real life, he was champion way longer.
Well, but he's also a Triple Crown champion, which he cannot.
The first Triple Crown champion.
He also he can take a corner and run.
You notice how the whole fucking match was turnbuckle work? That had to be a fucking rib. Come on.
I will say, as we get closer and closer to Justin's point about why would you have Puma go in and challenge because of backstage. Of just trying to promote your show with the people you have, I would expect that Ray had beaten Mundo because he's that big star. Wouldn't you want the big star as your champion heading into Ultima Lucha Tres?
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like the whole point of bringing him in the first place is to bring a little bit of prestige to the promotion. It's the same thing I was talking about with why they put the strap back on Brock in WWE, and everyone was all, it's terrible when it happened, but it's paying off right now.
Yep.
And Ray is the same thing. Like he's your prestige champion. He's the guy whose name you want on the lineage of this belt, especially if you can't keep him for long. And we don't know that they're going to get him back for season 4 now.
No, I don't think that they are. I don't think that they are.
It's still possible because the WWE thing is apparently not happening. So
right, yeah.
Maybe knee stem cells are on the wellness blocked list or some banned list.
Dude, that shit actually works though, and that is fucking amazing science. If you ever look up how that works, man.
I will say, if I were running the business side of things, and this is a good point that you just raised, I would want Ray to be my champion heading into an off season for Lucha, because that way he does all the promotion, but you don't have to have him defend the belt for like a month or for a few months or for a year or whatever. But he gets to be in public and say he's champion all the time, as long as, you know, the last episode has aired or whatever. But you get that PR with him. You get more mileage out of him being champion. If you're in between
Byron.
seasons. However, with the whole thing, season 4, not knowing where his contract is, that could be a big reason to not have him be champion. Because if you don't get him back, then you miss out on the opportunity to.
They might, but it's probably going to cost him a whole lot more at this point too. Because I believe that they had the option for him for another year if it was done by a certain time, and I think the holdup with season 4 has made it not be done by a certain time. And I'm not positive on all that either. Ray's contract is really top secret out of all.
My question for both of you guys, I have a question for both of you guys, because you guys kind of seem to agree on this. And
Shut up, no one cares.
So if you guys were booking during the Attitude Era and you had Stone Cold Steve Austin on your roster and Hulk Hogan randomly came back on like a iffy contract, you would put the belt on Hogan and not Austin? Is that what you're telling me?
If you're talking about it being a brand new belt that needed some prestige, then possibly, but that wasn't a brand new belt at the time, so it did not necessarily need it. So no, I would not have necessarily put it on Hogan.
And would you just job Stone Cold to women repeatedly? And
yes,
women not under contract, I mean, and that are jumping it to WWE at the earliest opportunity and are already there.
Wait, you're clearly talking about Pentagon and the Black Lotus tribe. This is not sneaky at all, Casey.
What?
No, because you know
Why
what?
are you so bitter about the Black Lotus triad? That was awesome.
It was awesome, but if you're gonna job somebody, job them to somebody under contract. Jesus Christ.
But a Pentagon, oh come on.
It did take 4 of them for the record to do it.
Yes. And you know what?
3. It really took 3.
He got comeuppance for something that he did. He was fine. He got to have great matches, and it was a huge thing. He got the whole episode for that.
Have you seen Kairi Sane's elbow? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also saw it get reversed into an armbar. It was pretty fucking sweet.
There you go. It was awesome. And you know what? That was a huge grab. They got top stars from another company who were always booked. That was a huge deal that they got them.
And look, this is like the ECW principle. We all know that Lucha Underground exists to make stars that Vince can just take later. And look, he's taken one of those 3. So now you have to be happy. You have to use that as your marker of success in Lucha Underground as Vince takes these people that Lucha has made famous, and then ruins them. Then that's, it's Booker T.
Pentagon Dark holds a key victory over future NXT Women's Champion.
And you never know. There might be another Chris Jericho in the rough.
We really need to start talking about TripleMania because Meef still thinks that Phantasm is walking out with the belts. So we need to talk.
Can we talk about TakeOver SummerSlam Raw? Because I was at Raw and I watched.
We'll get to both those things. I'm going to finish Lucha Underground in saying this. I believe now that if the green light for season 4 comes, it's going to come at the absolute last possible minute. That's it. I can't tell you any more than that, but I don't believe that we're going to hear in the next few weeks. I think it's still going to be a ways off, and I think it's going to come at the last possible minute, and I think that there are going to be, sadly, some repercussions for that being the case. I don't know where everyone's contracts are, but as you're seeing now with Global Force Wrestling and some of these other stuff, and a lot of people are asking, well, how is this possible? How are these people who are supposed to have these Lucha Underground contracts and this, that, and the other thing happening? I've kind of explained this before, and I'll explain it again the way I understand it, is these are only performers whose primary contracts is with AAA. And under those AAA contracts, they were being licensed to Lucha Underground. And Lucha Underground did do separate deals with them through MGM. But MGM at this point, because of the fact that they're not on TV, they haven't been running shows. No one's gotten a paycheck in over a year at this point because, and I can explain that later too, but, and it's not that anyone's owed money. It's that they haven't taped anymore. They haven't been used on their contracts. Just because you have a contract does not necessarily mean that you get paid all the time for it, because you're not working all the time. Even for television stars, if your TV show that you're on starts taping later, usually people's payments are divvied out at milestones, and milestones are when certain things are accomplished, like you deliver the first fully edited episode to network, or you finish principal photography, or you've delivered the 5th episode, or whatever. There's milestones, and they're different for every TV show, and those are usually the same times when they have negotiated to pay out talent. So that way they're not crossing over their cash flow situation. So when the cash comes in, the cash is going out. Basically, the last time cash went out was one of the main milestones, I believe, after episodes were turned in August or something for season 3 of Lucha Underground. So yes, other than appearance fees for people coming to these conventions and doing stuff on behalf of Lucha Underground, I don't believe anyone's gotten a real check for being a part of the show since then. But what I was getting to is that I think that now, with where Lucha Underground is at, and this possible very, very late in the game pickup as all these things get ironed out and the various sides try to get their points through and try to get things to happen, I think at this point they all believe that fighting for whatever part of it that they want to change or be different, or whatever it is that is the holdup, I believe that every side is going to probably push it to the last minute to try to force the other side to their way of thinking. This is the way negotiations go. Mm-hmm. There is a timeline out there. There is a deadline. I'm not at liberty to share what that is, but from what I understand, there is one out there. And once you get closer to that deadline, we'll determine whether or not they can reach an accord here and keep this show going. But at this point, that show could be a very different place, man. People have lives. People have to move on. And with these people going to GFW, I believe that really what you're seeing is the kindness of MGM and EB-Dub and DJ and the guys who are really on the side of the workers that are still part of the establishment that just don't want to screw these people over. They want them to have opportunities. If the whole thing does fall apart or go away, they don't want to stop people from working. They've never wanted to stop people from working. They have wanted people to honor their contracts and do what's right, but you know, Dorian is trying to make things happen down in AAA. I know that they're trying to get Dorian into a place where he can and knows how to run this company, and where Dorian is keeping talent happier. And this is one of the ways that Dorian can do that. Like, no one's complaining about Dorian doing this. No one who's involved is upset that they're getting to go to GFW, Impact, whatever. And Dorian is the one who set this deal up with Jeff Jarrett. Okay, as much as he might be at odds with Conan and this, that, and the other thing, AAA talent getting to work at Impact is not bad. Taya getting to work there is not bad. And as everyone is probably seeing right now, oh, look how obvious this is that Taya is now going there. And don't think that she's going there on her own, guys. This is set up through AAA. That whole freaking thing was a work. She contractually couldn't show up there otherwise. They're not going to release her and let her show up at GFW.
She's going to do a run-in tomorrow night. Come on.
You know. And Conor McGregor? She is. She's going to run in on the side of Conor McGregor. So anyway, that's all I have to say about Lucha Underground. That's basically the news right now. Like, don't be surprised to see people who can show up at GFW show up there. I'm more interested in our boy Kevin Cross. Now I got some stuff on Kevin Cross, and I've got the perfect segue for this.
Guys, I want the camera on me for a second because I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, you got it. You're plugging him.
That's all I got.
Look, somebody was asking if I had real heat with them from something I said on another podcast a few weeks ago. I do not have real heat with Kevin. It would just be nice if Kevin would, occasionally break kayfabe with his buddies, with his pals, and let us in on some inside information. I'm here to tell you that is a tight-lipped motherfucker, man. He won't give up the goods on anything. He will not say anything. He won't break kayfabe. He won't give you inside dirt. He won't tell you jack. You could get this man drunk in an alley and steal his wallet, and he will still tell you nothing about an upcoming storyline or angle anywhere. In fact, before he even came on our show and announced that he was officially signing with Lucha Underground, he went and asked permission to make sure it was okay, even though it was already out there. Like, the guy is just a stand-up dude, so I don't really have heat with him, other than the fact that he's too much of a stand-up dude. Damn it, I want some inside information. Come on, Kevin, give me the goods. Give me the dirt.
He knows Kevin.
He knows exactly what's going on in AAA right now, and he won't say jack. So go ahead, talk about Kevin. I'm salty.
First thing I want to point out is this is a big card, and it's going to be on Twitch. TripleMania starts at 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, which is Saturday, which is the same day as the big fight that everyone's going to probably be watching instead, unfortunately. But
the fight is a bit later, though, so you should be able to get in at least half of TripleMania. I'm going to do that. And plus, it's going to be crappy undercards. It's boxing. It's not UFC. The undercard's going to suck. So I'm watching TripleMania first, and then the fight.
You only need like 20 minutes of your day for the fight, don't you? Like, you get the promo package, you get 5 minutes of dancing and making out, right? I don't know boxing, but that's what I assume happens, and then they're done.
The thing is, they said that they're going to do the mask match if it actually ever happens, which I'm still skeptical, by the way. Mark me as skeptical. After the fight. So they're just going to hold it until the fight's over and then do that. It's kind of weird. But that's a thing. But one thing that's really interesting about TripleMania is there aren't any Lucha Underground characters on the show whatsoever, unless you count Johnny Mundo being called Johnny Mundo. There are a shitload of GFW people there, though. And DJ's going. I mean, he's working on the show. I think maybe Cross might show up. That's my fucking prediction. No one tells me shit either.
But why isn't Cross booked? He's out there destroying.
Because he's gonna cash in the briefcase on the title match and win the fucking belt. That's why.
Gotta be what happens. Because come on, even the last time we had Cross on this show, we joked about how he wasn't going to be able to see the fight, and he kind of said that he was booked for TripleMania that day.
Oh no, he would never do such a thing, Justin.
No, but he never actually said that he was booked, but he did make it sound like he was going to be there and not able to watch the fight.
Maybe he's just going to cripple some fools.
So my intuition, not him, but my intuition says that he cashes in and Kevin Cross is your new champion of the entire universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. There's a lot of stuff we can predict. The Llave de la Gloria, the match where they've got I think 14 people that are kind of like vying to be the next big star. It was kind of hooked in with that reality show thing Vampiro was doing.
Right.
They're going to have 2 matches to decide the winner, but they haven't explained how that works whatsoever. I'm thinking maybe like a 7-on-7 tag and then a battle royal where the 7 people that win fight or something.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I read a little bit about it, but my Spanish is not very good to keep up with how that whole thing was playing out. Maybe Lucha Blog has some info up on it, but
actually we're both pretty lost on it. Now they just released an image with all of the people so that you can get their names and identify who's who. But I've got a list of names. I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these because my Spanish sucks too. Angel Mortal Jr., Angelical, not Angelico, Angelical, different. Ashley, Bronco Gonzalez Jr., Chicano, Dragon Solar, Fetiche, Hahastery. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Hijo del Vikingo, son of the Viking. Mexican Vikings. Pardux or Perdux. Solaris. The Tiger.
Solaris?
In English, just the Tiger?
The Tiger in English. And Tigger Boy, also in English.
Oh, that's close.
Hey, and every time you use the word boy, is it racist, Byron? Or the word Tigger?
First of all, we all know what they meant. We all know what they meant when they named a kid's cartoon Tigger. We all know what they meant.
Importantly, Byron, most importantly, the last entrant in this match is Viano Tercero Jr., Viano 3 Jr., okay? That's probably who's going to fucking win, all right? It's Viano 3's fucking son. But I'm going to go with the dark horse. I am going to say Angel Mortal Jr. wins because he is also linked to the AAA family legacy that runs AAA.
Are you saying that there's nepotism in Mexican wrestling?
Oh, we'll get to this a lot later. But yeah, I think it's either going to be Angel Mortal Jr. or Villano Tercero Jr. But yeah, come on. Villano 3 Jr. probably going to win.
You always bet on a Villano. You always bet.
And it would not be a AAA show without a AAA rules match, which for those of you that don't know, is a man, a woman, a transsexual, and a little person teaming together, and they all fight another team with the same makeup, and they all fight each other. You got transsexuals kicking the shit out of little people. You got men fighting women. You got all kinds of stuff going on, and there's some interesting names in here. It's Big Mommy as the woman on the team. We have Dinastia as the mini. He fucking rules. We have Estrella Divina as the Exotico. And Mascara de Bronce, the one that is the guy that's going to get a huge push in the company. So I think his team's probably winning.
Wait, that's the guy that Cross had a thing with, right? He's tiny man, though. He's not a very large man at all.
I got to say, though, he's not the mini on the team. Just so you know.
Okay, so hopefully they found a mini that is way more mini so that people aren't confused.
No, that's what kind of sucks is Dinastia's kind of tall for a mini, so people are going to be confused. And but the man on the other team, a little bit bigger because it's going to be our friend Baby Nuts Hernandez.
Oh, snap.
And he's going to be teaming with Mini Psycho Clown, Mamba the Exotico, and La Hydra. That's an awesome team. I think that they're a shoo-in to lose, though, unfortunately.
What? Baby Nuts can't lose that. He's a giant compared to every single other person in there.
Just remember, the little tiny man they want to push is on the other team.
Well, that's true. But, they're going to have him go over on Baby Nuts, too, aren't they?
Probably.
I don't know. But look, it's probably Hernandez's fault at the end of the day. I don't know what it is, but like every 2 years, somebody is really mad at that guy and trying to make bad things happen to him.
Remember 2 years ago when I was hitting him with a belt?
Yeah. Yeah, and three months after that, when everybody hated him, and it caused all sorts of ripples backstage. I
still liked him.
I did too.
It was an unfortunate circumstance. Yeah. Next up is the women's title match, also known as Taya's not in this match. I hope she doesn't run in. Sexy Star versus Lady Shani versus Ayako Hamada versus Rosemary from GFW.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wasn't there recently some type of women's championship match where Kevin Cross ran in and just beat everyone up and chokeslammed one of them to the table?
That was the one where Sexy took the belt back. That was the match.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh god, and it was taped even longer than that ago. It was
So I'm gonna say my bet on that match that happens is Kevin Cross runs in and chokeslams everyone.
I think Taya runs in. Taya runs in. Come on.
I think that Taya does not show up, and the only run in you get is actually Cross later. I think that the plan was for Taya to run in, and I think that they've bailed on that plan now to try to maintain the storyline of her quitting.
You know what I say happens, Justin? I say Hamada wins, and then Taya faces her down so that we can get the match that everyone wants to see instead of Taya versus Sexy Star, which we're going to get, and I'm going to be wrong. But I'm just going to say I want Hamada to win because Hamada's
like... I think that still happens because, honestly, I think the one part of that whole thing that was real was that Taya has heat with Sexy Star now and vice versa. I think she's mad at Sexy Star for being a whiner and getting back what she wanted, and I don't think that Taya wants to have anything to do with it now.
Casey, is your phone ringer still on? That's so amateur.
That was a different phone that rang during the podcast, by the way. That was my house line. But, dude, I don't think it's going to happen, but I want it to happen because Hamada's the best female wrestler they have, and her versus Taya was the shit, and I want to see that again. It's how I would book if I was booking, is what I'm saying.
Well, we know that they don't do that. They only create characters to mention how you would book things and convey your opinions completely differently than actually doing them on camera with characters.
Yeah. I also talked about Ghost Dad like 3 years ago on Twitter. Okay, so Tag titles. We have Cuervo and Scoria versus Aerostar and Drago versus Murder Clown and Monster Clown versus the GFW team, which is going to be DJZ and Andrew Everett, who's the both of those guys are the shit. This is going to be a pretty awesome
matches are definitely interesting, and it's almost painful at how quiet it is in the Impact Zone during his matches, and it's just like he is hitting the craziest high spots and is a really good flippy shit guy, and then it's just dead silent. And I don't even understand it. I mean, like
Andrew Everett too, man. He is underrated as fuck, and he's
back to
really
the old
good.
X division, and it was like that used to be when the Impact Zone would come alive, and the pops were ridiculous, and nobody cared about the headliners. But those X division matches were sweet. Now with these guys who are doing the same, if not better, they get no love at all. I don't even understand it. And they're like the second match on the show, and just like nobody cares, and all these fat Pepsi drinkers are just sitting there with their Chick-fil-A in the front row, eating nuggets, looking at them like, huh? What's going on?
So hungry now.
Jesus.
Bring out EC3. What's going on? I don't know, man.
Okay, I think that Aerostar and Drago leave with the belts. That's my prediction.
I hope so at this point.
The next is the big Copa AAA 25th anniversary Battle Royal.
Oh, yeah. And for people who don't know, this is the 25th anniversary of TripleMania this year, right? This is the one.
And this is going to be some fucking crazy shit because there's a lot of people that have been gone for a long time returning to this match. And I don't know if all of them are listed. This might just be the people that are included. So it's going to have AAA Parka. It's going to have Maniaco, Hysterio, and the second fake AAA Psychosis. So it's kind of like Los Vipers reunion there. Joe Leader, he sucks. Mr. Aguila, which the DM knows well as being Victor Quinones's bitch, like legit bitch. The Great Halloween. I fucking love Halloween. He might actually quit the promotion in the middle of the match. That would be his new record.
But he may also come back before the end of the match.
Shit, the thing is, I think his actual record now is shooting a segment and then quitting before the match happened. I think that's awesome. The new record. Yeah, which actually happened. Crazy Boy, who is pretty great, Super Crazy's cousin. You got Nino Hamburguesa, who everyone fucking loves. Come on. It's going to be hard to get that motherfucker over the top rope, but I think pins are legal in this too. Lancelot, who's like a knight. Intocable, who's like one of the old stripper gimmicks that they used to have, but he's not like even the most popular one. He's probably like fourth place most popular stripper gimmick they used to have. Heavy Metal, who fucking rules. Blue Demon Jr., who does not.
Oh, come on. Blue Demon's not bad.
Hey, Soy Mexico.
Pirata Morgan, not That's Pirata gimmick. Morgan Jr. Pirata Morgan, the fucking legend, is going to be in this match. I love this man. Fuck yeah.
Is that a pirate gimmick?
Yeah, dude, he legit has one eye. He'll show you his eye hole. And then he'll say, motherfucker, you want to say wrestling's fake? Blah, in his like fucking eye hole. Because he lost his eye during a match on a fucked up plancha.
That's amazing. So he's like the real life Captain Morgan.
Exactly.
With no eye.
Yeah. Viano 4 is going to be in this. The last of the Vianos currently active. Argenis is going to be in this. And no, he will not be allowed to use the sword.
Oh, come on. He's got to win.
No, dude. Park is winning. It's going to fucking suck. Bengala, but it's not Ricky Marvin Bengala. It's the new Bengala.
Oh, boo.
Australian Suicide.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Fabi Apache.
Wait, when is Australian Suicide going to get a big main event match or like even a top mid card match? Come on.
Never. Come on.
Guy's been putting in work. He's the new Pentagon. Like he just needs to get out of there to get over, doesn't he?
Maybe. Fabi Apache is going to be in there. Pimpy's going to be in there, of course. Pimpinella Escarlata might win. If La Parka doesn't win, Pimpy is my pick.
Oh, come on. You don't think Fabi's going to put herself over?
No. Averno, Chessman, fucking love both guys. Superfly, fucking love that guy. Superfly, we miss you, brother. Bobby Lashley's gonna be in there.
Oh, so there's another GFW rep, huh?
Moose is gonna be in there. And the 1,000-year-old Scorpio Jr. Mil Porciento Guapo is gonna fucking be in there too.
So you know Moose and Lashley are gonna take out a bunch of people and face off with each other and then cost each other, right? That's gonna happen, I'm sure.
Nah, dude, they're gonna team together and they're gonna start calling them New Doom.
Hey, I got a question for you, Case.
Sure.
How is Fabi Apache's relationship with Vamp backstage? Because I know she's had a lot of juice backstage in the past. Like, does she still have that juice with Vamp kind of on the book?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know at all. You know, shit's weird since her dad died, man. Like the family's power's not where it used to be, and now I'm sad. Now I'm thinking about Grand Apache dying, man. Fuck.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out if she's still got the juice backstage with him gone and with Vamp kind of running the book now.
Okay, I'm gonna bring some levity into the situation because also sadly I think La Parka's going over in the match. Probably, if not, then it's gonna be Pimpy, but it's probably La Parka. Okay, the next match is Pagano versus Macias, is what they're listing as an Ultimate Consequences match, but they don't tell us what the fuck that means. So I asked Cubs fan, I'm like, dude, do we know what the fuck this means? And he said, you know, Lucha Blog, Cubs fan, same dude. He said, I think it's street fight and they just mistranslated it. And I told them, no, this is my theory to what an Ultimate Consequences match is. What do Macias and Pagano have in common? They've both already lost their masks. They've both already lost their hair. So this match is a loser gets their dick cut off match because it's all they have left. That's my theory. And I think that Macias wins because a dickless clown is even more funny.
I'm going to just agree with everything you just said.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I like. And then, by the way, Krabs is in the chat now, so you guys.
What up, Krabs?
Your Krabsness. Looks like Mil Machete stopped by as well.
We got you guys just missed the whole fucking AAA rundown. I hope you heard.
No, Machetes is saying "F you guys" because Australian Suicide had his mask versus mask match. What else do we need?
Like him winning a match. How about that? Okay, so then we have the two big matches. We have the AAA Triple Crown Championship match, Mundo versus Tejano versus Meatloaf's wife and Hijo de Fantasma. So that match is going to be great. I think that it doesn't matter who wins because Cross is going to cash in and walk out with the belts.
Wait, who all's in the match again? Who gets to slap around Fantasma?
Tejano, Mr. Popcorn Eyes.
Right.
Yeah,
but he's going to slap the crap out of Phantasma. Clearly, he's a bigger, stronger guy. So who else?
And Johnny Mundo, who if he tried to slap Phantasma, he would sprain his wrist probably. So
now, what if Mundo wins and Cross cashes in on his boy? Is that a possibility? I think there's a possibility.
I think there's a big possibility, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. But we'll see. And that because he'll think he's coming out to celebrate with him, and he's going to clothesline him. And you know what's going to happen is DJ's listening to the show right now, and he's going to change all this shit so I'm wrong. Watch.
Did we know if DJ's on the book for this thing at all? Is he helping out? Because I know he's been pretty busy with Big Brother.
He's on his way there.
Yeah, he just tweeted he's flying over right now. So
good. So we can expect some shenanigans, if nothing else. He's going to go down there, look at what they already have booked, and try to get some shenanigans going on for us, right?
Speaking of which, main event, mass match, if it happens, I'm still skeptical. Wagner versus Psycho Clown. And I think that if it happens, maybe... Okay, there's a couple ways this can go, which is kind of stupid to say because there's only two guys in the match. Look at this fucking jabron fucking answering his door and shit during the podcast. So unprofessional. Okay, three things can happen. Psycho Clown wins by forfeit because Wagner doesn't show up for the match. I would say that's the most likely thing.
Come on, he's going to show.
I don't know.
It's the 25th anniversary. He's got to show.
He's done this shit 3 times, Justin.
If
three
not,
times.
Vamp will book himself in the match if he doesn't show.
Then what's he gonna do? Lose his face? It's come on.
Why do you think he's been growing all that hair?
Oh, god damn it.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right. He's growing that hair just in case he has to shave it again.
One school of thought would be Wagner's old as fuck now, and he would lose his mask on his way out, and he's pretty ripped, and he kind of looks like the dude from the Dos Equis commercial, so he's marketable without the mask. And I didn't tell you he looks like that, but he fucking looks like that. And or like Macho Man in his later years a little bit, he kind of looks like that too. But
I mean, Wagner is all grayed up now. You can see all the...
You know, one thing that no one really thought of is maybe Wagner agreed to the match because he's fucking going over. And Psycho Clown's losing the mask. Because you know what? See, because Psycho Clown, if he took off the mask, he could just wear face paint like Pagano. Problem would be he would look exactly like Pagano probably. But those masks fucking suck to wrestle in, I bet.
But you got to think at this point in his career, he's probably ready for something else. I mean, how he's done everything as Psycho Clown that he could possibly do. He's been at the top of the main event for a while now. It really is time to mix it up.
Yeah, because he can unmask and then carry on the fucking Brazo family name.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time to do that, and I think it's better for his legacy, and his knees aren't the best anymore either. So, I mean, I feel like all these guys, you get to a certain point and you have to look at what version of the legacy, especially as a luchador in a mask, is going to work for you in the later years as these guys work longer and longer. And they've seen what's happened to the generations before them who didn't unmask at the right time or unmasked at the wrong time and ruin the legacy. I mean, it really is a very careful process. And I think that at the 25th anniversary of TripleMania, this could really be the right time for him to step back into the light without the mask.
You know, there's a lot of fuck Tejano from Meatloaf in the chat. Maybe he should say that to his face. And
Tejano is a legit badass. Like, can Phantasma really say that?
No,
like,
but
Phantasma plays a legit badass on TV.
He wants to fancy a bet on Phantasma getting the win. It doesn't matter if he gets the win because he's not walking out with the fucking belts. That's like, come on. And
I mean, look, Phantasma has his appeal, but it's mostly to girls and to guys who like him in a homoerotic nature, right?
Like Meatloaf.
Ooh la la.
Specifically Meatloaf.
All I got to say is ooh la la. That's all I got to say. But
I saw Meatloaf do a live Twitch stream of himself making out with a poster of Eho Del.
That's great, Byron. The other thing that we got to tell people,
like who I mean, Breezango might be entertaining, but you don't like them unless you really like them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Breezango's awesome. What are you talking about?
They're the fucking fashion police. Come on. Anyway, I don't watch WWE. I don't give a fuck. But I do want to tell you guys, I shouldn't be telling you this while you're watching our stream right now, but they are currently streaming a best of the last 25 years of TripleMania on stream. On Twitch right now, and there's some good shit on there. Not the same choices I would have made, but the choices I would have made probably have really shitty looking footage.
And are those in English or are they just the original Spanish commentary?
Right now, I was only getting it to work on the Spanish version of the channel. There's 2 channels, so if you go to Twitch when you want to watch this shit and you search for TripleMania, one says TripleMania in English and one says TripleMania in Spanish. Basically, you just pick which one you want. But I was only getting the best of matches to work on the Spanish feed, which makes sense because they didn't fucking record commentary. Right. Oh, and the commentary team is going to be Kevin Gill. Fucking love that guy. And he's doing it with the promoter that he often does commentary for. I forget the guy's name. The name escapes me. No, it's not Kodan. It's a California dude. I can't remember his name, but Kevin Gill's doing it, and I love that guy. PMA, motherfucker. Yeah.
Positive mental Gillness. No, that's awesome. And dude, I have to say that And he's no stranger to doing stuff on Twitch. I think he did a couple of the early Wrestle Circuses on Twitch too, which
yeah, and he does a lot of announcing. He's pretty good, dude, and I like him as a person. You know, he's a cool guy.
I don't know what happened with him in Wrestle Circus, if it was just schedule or I know they got a couple other people in there, but his commentary on that stuff was great. So I'd have to
maybe he doesn't want to commentate 25-hour long shows.
Well, yeah,
who would?
But anyway, I do like the Twitch things. Oh, if you haven't heard, it will be available on Twitch and it's free. Similar to what they were doing with the Wrestle Circus things. I don't know if they're going to be accepting donations or how it's working out, or if Twitch is just doing this because they're trying to find new and exciting ways of launching content. But I have to say, there's a few video gamers I'll watch on there. I mean, I probably am more interested in watching DJ on Twitch than I am watching him fight these days. And I'm talking about Demetrius Johnson, not Krista Joseph. I'll watch Urban and Demetrius Johnson on Twitch. And but that's about as far as it goes for me. It's like other video gamers, like how much video gaming can I watch other people do when I'd rather be doing it myself? But this stuff, this kind of content, Twitch adding this stuff, I think is bringing the right people to their platform.
I feel like we need to get me and Byron playing Fire Pro on Twitch so that you can watch. Pro now. Because Byron's on Fire Pro now. Fuck yeah. 20 years of playing Fire Pro, Byron. What's up?
Oh yeah.
Do it so I can live vicariously through you guys, because there's no way I'm getting a PC up to that capability anytime soon.
It costs $125 plus shipping.
Thanks
to get your PC?
Who got it up and running for you?
Urban did.
Who is Urban?
Shout out to Johnny B for telling me to get this laptop. I spent $125. I got a laptop, then I spent the $20 for Fire Pro. Now I'm playing Fire Pro on a computer. And it's awesome. Pretty soon,
really, that's all it took. I might have to do that too, man. See, Urban likes you better than me. I didn't even know that was how that went down. Like
you were in the DM that we were talking about.
Man, I was so busy that week. I missed so much, and there's so much that goes down in that DM, man. It's like, wow. See, you miss important things, people. You got to pay attention to your friends because they have wisdom for you sometimes.
They're joking in the chat about Vampiro stripping Cross of the titles and keeping them all for himself. Vampiro has stripped people that have won belts that I like as soon as they've won the belts before. So let's not put that karma out there, gentlemen. I'm going specifically for when Chessman and the Psycho Circus won the Atomicos titles. He stripped the belts from them and then threw them in the garbage or something, and the Atomicos titles were never seen again. Horrible.
I won't comment on it. I'm just going to say that if the whole thing that we thought was a work that Vampiro did, kudos to him. And I'm happy that DJ is going down there for this thing, because regardless of what you think about this week's Lucha Underground or things that DJ has done in the past, at the very least, that he is going to try to make it interesting, that he, out of his own pride, is going to go down there and try to make something exciting happen with that show that people are talking about, because that's what DJ does. Whether he's right or wrong, he tries to get you talking about the shit.
And DJ, if you're listening, I will see you at PowerCon, buddy. Don't douchebag me. Show up.
But he's gonna no-sell you when you try and start talking to him. He's gonna be like, "Who's this?"
He's gonna show up with fake Paul Heyman instead and pretend it's you all day.
Dude, probably. But he's not gonna know it's me, because I'm gonna be dressed up as fucking Moss Man and sneak up on him, and then just be like, "Cero Miedo," and then he'll be like, "God damn it," and then go home or something. But I do want to say I really hope that Vampiro eventually does do our shows so that I could talk to him about the graveyard match with the Kiss Demon, because I'm fascinated by that match, you guys.
Well, and he said
the chat has to know what I'm talking about.
He said he was interested in doing the show. I mean, I wanted to ask him about having to do jobs for Glenn Gilberti.
I wanted to ask him about the title
IC champ.
Remember when he said,
me mad to this day.
I wanted to talk to him about setting Sting on fire. That was pretty amazing.
No, that was amazing.
And I have so many questions about Wrestling Society X, because I genuinely loved that show, and I'm so sad that it doesn't exist. And I still, as much as I love Lucha Underground, I feel like it's almost a consolation prize to the greatness that was Wrestling Society X.
Oh my God.
I want to ask him what it's like to tombstone Minnie in a furry suit.
Yeah, dude, we already did on Twitter though, and he told us that it was awesome, like we expected, right? Like,
yeah, but I just want to talk about it some more because it was really cool. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be great to watch that GIF over and over again, and then have him just relive it over and over again, and maybe he could find someone new to do that too.
Yeah. Oh, did Paul just show up? Did he miss my dickless clown humor? God damn it!
Paul's here.
You gotta, Paul, you gotta go back to my talk about Pagano versus Macias, because they're not saying what the match means, being an ultimate consequences match. So I decided that it means that the loser gets their dick cut off and that Pagano's going to lose and he's going to be a dickless clown. So
there's just not enough times you can say that on this show. I think it's fine to repeat that. You can probably repeat it again later in the show. Again.
I just want our next piece of merch to just say "dickless clown" on a T-shirt. That's all. And Meef will buy it and wear it around Londinium.
I want all the clowns to lose. I'm tired of people saying that AAA is just full of a bunch of fucking clowns, because it was pretty literal for a minute there after Pentagon and all those guys left.
Yeah, where the fuck's Dave the Clown at, man? Dave the Clown was my favorite clown. He got his job by doing a shoot run-in. That's fucking amazing.
I don't know. You got Murder Clown, Death Clown, Upside Down Clown, Stephen King Clown, Pagano Clown, Psycho Clown. Like, how many fucking clowns do you have?
Dude, they need a dickless clown, so they have a clown exotico, because they don't have a clown exotico.
I just can't even believe that that's true. At this point in time, there's so many clowns in AAA, there has to be a dickless exotico clown already.
Maybe we just don't know it yet.
Maybe we just created their next fucking most famous character ever. God damn it.
Paul, is Paul another Ooh La La fan? Is he another Phantasma freak?
I hope not. No, dude, he likes cool wrestlers like fucking Macias, bro. Come on.
I hope so, because I am very, very anti Cuerno and anything that he has touched.
I'm not. I just like making Meatloaf cry. I think that Cuerno and Phantasma, fucking great wrestler. Very nice to me when I dealt with him personally. Great guy. And
more reasons to hate him.
And I just like making Meatloaf cry. It would be like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. And when he buys our Dickless Clown shirt and wears it around Londinium, I will forgive him for saying Sting is better than The Undertaker, because I said I forgave him. I will never forgive you unless you wear a shirt that says Dickless Clown to all the famous landmarks. And you get a picture with yourself and the Queen, because I'm sure you could just like pay $5 and get a picture with the Queen, right? Like, that's how it works.
I think Kevin is officially the only guy, not Kevin Cross, but Kevin Flynn is the only guy that wears our stuff to landmarks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You know what? The first listener that wears our shirt to the world's largest ball of twine, I will give them an exclusive piece of MMMshow memorabilia that no one else has. This skeleton that I bought for $1.
All right, so look, we talked about AAA, we talked about the Browns, we talked about the Cavs, we talked about
the skeleton I bought for $1.
Invicta, we talked about
Dickless Clowns,
AAA. We talked about GFW a little bit. What haven't we talked about? Let me think about this.
We haven't talked about that Death Note is on Netflix, and it's getting kind of horrible reviews, but Variety liked it, and they hate everything that's on Netflix, which is kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll watch that this weekend. I'm not expecting a lot. I love Death Note, like, in comic form, and I say comic instead of manga to specifically piss those people off. And the anime version sucks and fucks everything up. The comic version is amazing and some of the best writing I've ever seen. So we'll see how the movie does. It's got Willem Dafoe in it, and everyone loves Willem Dafoe.
He was Jesus once. That's a plus.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him as the Green Goblin. Come on.
He was in Platoon.
Fucking Boondock Saints, bro. Come on.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
I know what we haven't talked about. There's this fighter. You may or may not have ever heard of him. His name is Jon Bones Jones.
Jon Bon Jovi is a fighter, dude. I believe it because Did I ever tell you, like, I used to go to jiu-jitsu class with Ricky Rocket from Poison, and that he's got to at least be a black belt now. He was like a brown belt then, and that was years ago, and he would ball you up, son. Like, fucking amazing. Ricky Rocket, the drummer from Poison. Don't fuck with that guy.
So, okay, I got to ask this. There's nothing I have for that. I got to ask this about the Jones thing. It's weird. It's weird, guys. It's not that I don't think that Jon might in fact be a complete piece of shit, but go ahead.
Because Casey predicted it on the podcast 100% accurately.
First of all, we have to give Casey his due because at first we thought that I was correct with the results of the fight. And in fact, on my UFC fantasy picks, I actually had round and method and everything of Jon winning absolutely perfectly correct. But in the end, it turns out that Casey's prediction of, can I just say that Jon is going to pop hot and the whole thing is going to disappear and it's going to ruin MMA, was actually more accurate than my prediction.
Yeah.
Currently. But I have to say it's weird because if you know anything about turbinol or whatever it's called, it's basically a lean muscle mass enhancer that's great for bodybuilding. It doesn't really give you any strength or speed. It is like the absolute wrong steroid to take for MMA, especially on short notice. And the fact that he didn't pop hot in the July tests, the early July tests on the 5th and 6th or 6th and 7th or whenever that was, and then popped hot on his in-competition test right after the weigh-in is baffling, because it means that if it's true, not only was Jon Jones doing drugs, but he was doing ones that weren't helpful, that he shouldn't have been doing at that point in time at all. So, like, not only might he be the biggest dummy in the world, he might be the biggest dummy of a dummy's dummy in the world. Like, it might be the stupidest drug use of all time. So, else somebody's fucking with him.
So are you saying someone pissed in his piss, Justin?
I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens with the B sample. It's also not really a steroid that you take in conjunction with other steroids. This is a bodybuilder steroid. And the one thing that Jon was trying to do was he had done a lot of legit bodybuilding for a while there and just packing on mass and doing heavy lifting and this, that, and the other thing. But he was also doing it for strength. Like, he was trying to hit big rips and big pulls on heavy weight. He wasn't necessarily trying to bulk up and be huge. And he put on a lot of muscle mass and was trying to cut down. And this would not be the way to do it. It just doesn't make any sense, is what I'm saying. It makes sense for Jon Jones to be a fuck up. Let's just admit that at this point in time. As much as I want to love the guy, this is not the same guy that stopped a mugging the day he won his first belt. This is the other douchebag version that did rails and rails of cocaine afterwards and turned into a human piece of garbage. This is not the same guy anymore. And to see his redemption was great, though on a personal level, I was past the point, of really caring about him on a personal level. I just wanted to see us as fans get back one of the best fighters ever, because he was still in his prime and we deserve to see those fights. And I thought the DC fight was great, even up to the knockout. I thought it was a back and forth fight. It was very evenly contested for the most part. And it was a really exciting, interesting fight. And we haven't had a ton of those this year in MMA. MMA this year compared to last year has been on a downtick, clearly. So to hear this news this week that Jon Jones, his A sample popped hot for this, I just don't know what to make of it. And you've got, guys like Bonner and Phil Baroni and these guys talking about how it might be a conspiracy, and a lot of other fighters saying that. And guys who have used in the past too are just baffled of why. And they're all thinking it's a fix because this isn't the drug you would take, and this isn't how you would take the drug if you were taking it.
He probably thought it wasn't going to show up as something they were testing for, or something incredibly stupid like that.
But I mean, this is a former world champ, and even with his time off, he's got money in the bank. Man, you got to pay the right doctors if you're going to cheat. I mean, there's plenty of guys in MMA still cheating. Come on. Dude. Everybody knows it, but you got to think that a guy at this level knows better. And also, with the payday that he was looking at it, fuck it, lose to DC and take the money. Like, why cheat now? Was he really worried about losing to DC?
Yeah, he was kind of, I mean, come on. He's
so what? Then lose, and then guess what happens after that? You're 1-1, and you get an even bigger money fighter. You're a prize fighter. Keep your eyes on the fucking prize, dude.
Speaking of prize fighters, Justin, I have breaking news on the McGregor fucking Mayweather fight, dude. This is amazing. Did you know that Conor McGregor is going into the fight as the linear brawl for all champion? Because, okay, Bart Gunn won the brawl for all, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And then Bart Gunn got fucking murdered by Butterbean.
Yeah.
Butterbean got beat by Genki Sudo. Genki Sudo got beat by Dustin Poirier. Conor beat him, okay? Nate Diaz beat Conor, but then he lost it back to Conor. So Conor is now the linear Brawl for All champion. So WWF Brawl for All champion Conor McGregor is defending his Brawl for All championship against Floyd Mayweather. Thank you, Deadspin, for the information.
All right, Casey, let's talk Mayweather McGregor. Let's give our little preview here. What do you think is going to happen in this fight? We'll go to Casey first, then we'll go to Byron.
Okay, I think two things are going to happen. I'm going to fall asleep halfway through watching it, or I'm going to keep running back and forth between AAA and the show, and I'm going to miss like Conor getting knocked out. Or
I think AAA is going to be done before Floyd and Conor actually fight. I think it'll be done during the prelims of the fight because their start times are 3 hours different, right?
Yeah, but they said something like they're actually going to hold the mass match until later. I don't know if that's the case. Dude, we're all trying to Google translate Spanish shit. It could be fucking anything at this point. But dude, if I don't have to watch boring prelims because I'm watching a fucking dope lucha show, I'm going to be so fucking happy.
Yeah, me too. Like even if I'm over at my friend's house, on my phone, I'm going to have the Twitch stream up and be watching the TripleMania hopefully main events while the prelims of the boxing are on. Even though there's some decent fighters on the prelims. I don't know if their opponents are any good. I don't know anything about the opponents, but LRB put up some of the more quality guys from the TMT team. So there's some interesting fights on there that if you're a boxing fan, you might be down for, but for the most part, yeah, you're looking at, the co-main and the main being the interesting ones.
I think okay, my thing is going to be that the fight is not going to be good. And it's not a hot take, despite what some people might say on Twitter, to say that it's going to be a boring fight and Floyd's going to win. That's not what I want to happen. Sure, I want Conor to win because it would be fucking hilarious, but I don't think that that's going to happen. And Vice just put out an article saying that experts fear for Conor's safety in this match, which is really funny. But yeah, Justin, I think you should tell the guys the interesting prop bets and stuff like that that are for this fight, because that stuff's pretty fun.
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many. There's like, prop bets on will Conor throw a kick or try and get a move. There's prop bets on, I mean, just ridiculous stuff.
Will he throw a kick or do an MMA move and completely forfeit his fucking money for the fight?
Yeah, I mean, like, and the other thing about boxing that people who bet on MMA or other stuff is, yeah, you can bet on anything. You can bet on what round the fight's going to end, who's going to end it. Like, surprisingly, a very popular bet is for a 4th round KO. And now it doesn't even specify who, but the odds are coming way down on a 4th round KO because so many people are betting on it. Because if you believe that Conor's going to win, that's probably how. But one of the other options that gives you a win with a 4th round KO is a 4th round TKO from Floyd Mayweather. So, which could happen from, technically, I think unanswered punches is even listed as a TKO. Which if Conor is gassing, if Conor's throwing big bombs the first couple of rounds and is gassing, maybe it could happen. I believe. So
what TKOs do we have? We got, the old school, like fucking 3 knockdowns too, right? Like,
well, yeah, enough knockdowns that even if you're answering the count, the ref waves it off. I don't know technically the rules for this fight, if there's a 3 knockdown rule specifically.
Oh, yeah, because it's different for each fight, right?
Yeah, but typically I think the Marquess of Queensberry's rules are something along those lines. And usually if there's 3 knockdowns in a round, the ref's going to stop it anyway, and they always have the ability to do that. I think that, it could happen. I don't see Floyd really having the power to truly knock out Conor. I don't believe that there's any point in time where Floyd will put Conor on the canvas where Conor with 10 seconds will be able to answer. And here's the thing where Conor becomes interesting is when you think about some of the stuff he's saying, it's true. He comes from a harder sport in general. Like there's no 10 seconds to get up in MMA. You get knocked down, and the guy gets to keep jumping on you and beating you, and you have to survive. And this has happened to Conor. And he survives great. I mean, he had some scary moments with Chad Mendez. He had obviously moments with Nate when he lost to him, and even on the rematch. I mean, and back in Cage Rage or wherever he was a 2-belt champion before, he had moments where he's gotten touched before and he's gotten rocked. And unlike in boxing where you get time to shake it off, like imagine you give Conor 10 seconds to shake something off from 8-ounce gloves, that dude's probably going to be fine. Like, and with the kind of power that Floyd has, anybody who's predicting a Floyd knockout, I think that is the least likely outcome of all of them. Like, that is the one where I will come on this show next week, and if Floyd knocks out Conor McGregor, I will say I was dead wrong, and I know absolutely nothing about combat sports. I just do not see Floyd at his age with his power and what he's done with other guys. Don't get me wrong. He's punished some other dudes. He's put some other dudes in some bad spots, and he does have some knockouts. I do not believe that Conor's chin hasn't been weakened or tested or beat upon by anyone either. So I believe he's still intact in there. His brain's not going to shake around in his head like some fighters who, once they get the button, as they call it, can just go to sleep like, Chuck Liddell had late in his career. It was like, oh my God, this guy's still better than 90% of the dudes out there. But if you touch his chin, he go nighty-night. That just happens to some of these guys after a while, after their brain literally gets looser in their head. There's less stuff in there to keep their brain in place. Conor's not there yet. It's 20-9 and nobody's beat him down yet. He might get there eventually. Not there today. Floyd's not going to put him out.
Dude, I've been preparing for this fight like the way that all boxing fans do, and that's by playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Of course.
And unfortunately, there's no Irish stereotype fighter to face in that game. And it's making it hard to predict a winner because of it. And I hope that this isn't Floyd's training coming into this fight, playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But I can't wait to see Floyd fight the dude with the turban that teleports, because that guy's fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Byron, what's your prediction for this fight before I go on and pontificate more about this thing?
I'm usually pretty on point about these types of things. I've shown that I have a very clear understanding of the sport of boxing on this podcast, on this day alone. I think that Conor is going to twist his knee in the first round and throw in the towel. and by doing that, he will lose.
Solid prediction.
That's got to have some pretty good odds on a fucking prop bet, though.
That's like, dude, if you hit that one, that's better than Powerball.
It's like you put $5 on it and then you get like $10 million. You should just do it.
Buy 5 houses. Yeah. They'll just give me the building that I made the bet in. Like, you own this.
It's like, enjoy the MGM Grand, Byron.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the other things that people have to consider is how these guys could train for this fight. There's 2 very difficult things for both of these guys to do, which is to find training partners that can actually emulate what they're fighting against. Now, at least for Conor, he's got 49 videotapes out there that he can watch of Floyd Mayweather doing his thing to see exactly how he does it. Floyd can't do that for Conor. He can do that for MMA, but he can't watch 49 Conor fights to see how Conor is going to fight. There's no way for him to do it. And then you've got, the fact that, and I think this was brilliant, that Conor at this last press conference says it's time for Bruce Lee shit, basically. And Conor, when you think about it, he didn't go to a pure boxing camp for this. He stayed with his MMA guys, and Conor is really coming into this fight as a martial artist. I think he's going to stand weird. He's going to try to throw weird angles. He's going to do looping strange punches. He's going to try to do, these weird uppercut jab things that MMA guys do. I think he's going to actually try to use MMA style boxing to his advantage simply because of the fact that Floyd hasn't seen those looks.
Hold on, can you Superman?
God damn it! No, you can't.
Why not,
Justin? Well, actually, no, you can. You can. Shouldn't,
the point of a
because you'll
Superman
slip.
punch though is to fake a knee. So
Which doesn't work.
Yeah, when you know that the guy can't hit you with a knee, I don't know that helps. But
you just mentioned Bruce Lee, and it made me look up the reviews of the Bruce Lee movie that comes out this weekend. And I want to say, suck my dick, Vince McMahon. How about that? 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fuck you.
So it's not good.
You know how much I like Bruce Lee? A lot more than I like fucking Vince McMahon. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. So the way I see the fight going down is there's a couple outcomes. I'll tell you the ones where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going for Conor loses in the 6th round to unanswered punches. Conor wins in the 4th round by knockout. Those are my 2 prop bet predictions. If you're just playing the straight money, you got to pick Floyd. If you're just picking a winner, if you're not going for some long odds to try to make some big bucks.
Okay. You know what?
Want a winner? Pick Floyd. I don't know if it goes the full distance. There's no way that Conor wins. Like,
how do I permanently ban Miflo from our chat room and from the podcast? He said that Jet Li is better than Bruce Lee. You know what?
Whoa. He did what now?
You know what? That's an official 3-way ban from the podcast, and no crayons are gonna fix it.
Oh, yeah. That's bad, man. That's really far up there. That's really bad.
That's almost as bad as saying like bitch ass Jackie Chan, man. Come on.
Like, look, Jet Li is entertaining, but Bruce Lee transcended all of martial arts.
Mm-hmm,
like there could be no Jet Li without Bruce Lee. So how could you even say that?
You know what? I bet that if he told Phantasma what he thought about that, he would stop talking to him. And I don't even know if he likes Bruce Lee.
I think even Meef's heroes would be very disappointed in that one. We'll give Meef a chance to try to fix this situation.
No. There's no fixing this. It's done.
Meef needs to draw Bruce Lee's crotch with crayons.
No.
See, and people think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, driving on the wrong side of the road warps your brain, man.
It
you
does.
just start to think backwards after a while.
It's all that not being able to have fucking high fructose corn syrup in your food just makes you like fucking inbred or something. I don't know. It's something's wrong.
So Byron,
yeah.
Did you watch the little SummerSlammy thing that they did this weekend?
Yeah, I'm out here in New York, and so was WWE for 4 days in a row. I did not watch SmackDown, but I watched TakeOver.
I watched part of SmackDown. I saw a certain debut.
I'm sure SmackDown was really great. I'm hearing myself now.
That's probably Casey's. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw Raw live. That was a lot of fun. I was with some friends. It's you were at some shows too. It's just a lot of fun to be there live. The Brooklyn crowd was horrible though, and they paid more attention to beach balls in the crowd for like the last hour and a half.
Well, didn't Cesaro run out and grab a beach ball and smash it at one point in time?
That was
one of the shows.
SummerSlam.
And then they still did it after that? More?
There were like 10 beach balls during Raw. and it was really bad. It was super annoying because you're there for a show, and like Finn Balor and Jason Jordan are having a match, and no one cares. They are playing with beach balls instead. It was awful, and even went to the main event. But the show.
All right, so let's start back with NXT Takeover real quick. We don't need to get into the whole show, but
so NXT was the best show of the weekend.
As usual, right?
As usual, and also like they get to go out and do whatever they want, and they really like set the bar really high, and then now is that because 2/3 of their actual regular television shows kind of suck? Do they just have an easier time of putting together a good show since they only have to do really one every 2 or 3 months? Yeah, I mean, TakeOver was 2 hours, I believe, and then you have pre-show on top of that. But also, those shows are more like wrestling shows as well. They haven't been really geared towards where SmackDown and Raw are television programs.
Well, I like the weird sanity swerving things going on. Johnny Gargano still completely over. Cleveland homeboy. Johnny
Wrestling was cool. I loved his match with Cien Almas, and I love how they got Cien Almas to win. They kept Gargano doing his thing with Ciampa, even though Ciampa wasn't even there because his ankle was just utterly destroyed. And also, it was a great match, and Cien Almas got a win, which he hasn't done. And
don't they have to now? I mean, even with the new guys coming in and everything, don't they have to put Gargano at the top of the card? I mean, isn't he the next guy, really?
He's doing his thing with Ciampa, so I don't know if he necessarily.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so you run that through one more takeover, but I figure by 2 takeovers from now, it's got to be Gargano at the top of the card. It has to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, we thought that those guys were going to be called up as well. I mean,
Puma won't be there yet, so there'll still be time.
Yeah, I thought after the last one they were going to get called up. And then they're doing their own feud right now, which is great. But it depends on when Ciampa's coming back with his ankle. Which
you want them to get called up, though? I don't think I ever want them to get called up. I think Gargano's the guy you prop up at the top of NXT and leave him there for a year.
Well, I thought they were when they lost the tag match.
Right.
Which is the trend in NXT, like Bobby Roode and SmackDown and everyone else. They lose the title. They lose the big match at TakeOver, then they're on a big show Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, but so let's talk about that. So you have Asuka go over, Bobby Roode lose, and now they're both getting called up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Asuka is a very special occasion for them, and I think they hold her in super high regard. So there's a report that when they last took the women's division, promoted them, Triple H asked that they keep Asuka down as kind of like their Brock Lesnar. She sold tickets, and also just propped up the division, propped up the show, like she was the big draw. So I could see why they would have her be undefeated. But I also think they lost out on an opportunity to have Ember Moon win, or to have someone else get that rub. But then again, I don't know
if Ember Moon really needed it though, and I think that's part of the reason why.
Where are you?
I don't think that they had a female talent there that needed it. Hey, Casey, by the way, Baby Driver is back in AMC theaters. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it.
No, I saw it, dude. It was fucking dope. I love that movie.
You should go see it. I just got a text from AMC saying that this weekend only, Baby Driver's back on the big screens. Go see it.
Okay. So I thought it was great. I really loved that the Ring of Honor guys are coming in and doing stuff. You got Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole, Bebe.
I really fear NXT too much going into Ring of Honor land. Like I feel that they walk that line too much as it is, and bringing these guys in especially, that's a dangerous call. Like you're already talking about working a smart kind of audience in general. But
I think they're more like indie superfed. Vinny Massaro made a comment. Meltzer agreed how they are NXT or they're PWG with air conditioning.
Yeah, which is automatically better than PWG because there's that fuck that building. Fuck that building.
I mean,
I love the Aleister Black Itami match though. Hideo showed fire that he hasn't showed in NXT. He still doesn't compare to old Kenta videos. his old matches. He's not where he used to be.
I mean, he
but
lost some time in there too, and it's like the real question for him now is, can he get it back and propel himself, in the right direction to at least be as a top mid-carder? I don't know that he's going to really stay at the top of the card at any point in time. He might come in and out of it, but he's got to find a way to really get a slot at the top mid-card and be a draw. Because NXT is going to have issues now with draws. I mean, Bobby Roode was a draw. Asuka was a draw. Mm-hmm. Clearly, Alistair is a draw and I think he can easily fill the Bobby Roode shoes.
Yeah, anyone can fill those shoes. Bobby Roode fucking sucks.
But Alistair Black,
glorious. What are you talking about?
Alistair Black doesn't do the promos that Bobby Roode does. Bobby Roode
good because he sucks.
And he'll fill that programming slot where your champion comes out and does the 5-10 minute promo that lets everyone know what's going on with the main belt.
Yeah, but look, Shinsuke never did those promos either.
He was
because Tommy ends the next fucking Undertaker. He doesn't have to do fucking promos. And that, you guys know how much I like the Undertaker. So fucking
but the Undertaker when he was coming up had Paul Bearer. Don't forget that. So
but all he did was he said, "Oh yes."
But he still worked the angles. It gave people somebody to talk to. Look,
Undertaker cut promos too. I love Alistair Black a whole bunch too, but I recognize the difference between him and Bobby Roode. But his Black Mass, his finish is just his back spin kick, which doesn't sound all that impressive, but it looks and sounds amazing every single time.
All right, so Meef just brought it up, and I'm going to give Meef credit for this one thing. Drew McIntyre does have a terrible finish. I'm going to agree with Meef. 1 point
First
today.
of all, if you guys are talking about the double arm DDT, you can both just fuck off, because if it's good enough for Cactus Jack, it's good enough for anybody. Okay.
No, that's Bobby Roode's finisher, right? The glorious DDT.
He does it in the Impaler.
He does the spike DDT basically.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre doesn't do the Cactus Jack double arm DDT. He does something else, but his finish is a running kick.
Yeah, it's like the lamer version of the Kinshasa.
It was Hideo Itami's shotgun kick before he got to do the go to sleep again.
No one should be allowed to kick but Tommy End because he's a fucking Dutch kickboxer. You want to get kicked by a fucking Dutch kickboxer?
It looks great. It looks great. It's so anticlimactic after some of the other stuff that he does in the match that it's just like, geez, really? That's
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the McIntyre the match with fucking Drew and Bobby Roode was a good match.
Yeah.
But something about how it finished was still kind of like, because
still my favorite thing that Drew McIntyre ever did was him fucking corpsing during the 10-man match at Bola when it was in slow motion and shit. That was fucking funny. But
that was great.
I do like that they played that this was a redemption for him, and they acknowledged what he had been through in WWE before, and that it didn't exactly work out right. I liked that touch to the whole thing, and I thought it was fitting. And I think that that's something that you can only get on NXT, that they can explain away the story, because once he gets called up again, that all goes away. Every bit of previous history is gone, and he's just a new character all over again.
Yeah, because you have to remember that one of the members of 3MB is their fucking world champion right now.
And they'll never discuss that. All right, so moving on. SummerSlam.
Who said Shinsuke wasn't going over last week?
Well, you were absolutely right. Like, there's no reason to put Shinsuke over yet. It's not his time. As much as that was the whole promo angle.
And did I say Brock retains too? Because I'm pretty sure I said Brock retains too.
Which was a good call, and I think that the way that they did that was actually well done.
Oh, dude, because
that
Braun
was a great
Strowman,
match.
dude, again, I gotta say, I'm not even watching WWE right now, but Braun Strowman, when I was like 10 years old, if I was watching now as a 10-year-old, he would fucking be my favorite wrestler right now.
And honestly, they used him perfectly. The spots were great. Brock sold for him the right way. Like, they smashed through two of the tables and then turned another table over on him, which was total weak sauce, but it even that worked.
But it was funny.
Stretching Brock out, and then the fact that everything from that moment on was completely predictable. It didn't matter. This is the stuff that Vince does right. He did it right here. It completely worked. It was the right call and putting Brock over on Roman specifically in the actual match was just good booking. Every now and then you got to give the crowd what they want. I think it worked this time. And I don't think it took anything off of anyone other than Roman. And now he can work with John Cena and it's fine. That's exactly the program he should be in. So
what they're doing with Roman is what they've been doing is they're having him lose on pay-per-views because they think that'll get people to like him more. But no one's really noticing. They still think he's super Cena still, you know?
Well, and he is a little bit, which is why the whole Cena thing with him and Cena the next night and The Miz was perfectly done also, to the point where they have to be careful because everything that came out of Miz's mouth was complete truth, even though he's trying to sound like the whiny heel. I mean, you could tell, especially in Brooklyn, that was just getting over. And if you look at Maurice's face during that promo, she is about to lose it the whole time because the whole thing is pure comedy. It's going completely wrong, but they're all just going with it. Like, I get what they were trying to do. They knew that Cena was going to get the mixed 50-50 reaction. So was Roman. But then Miz comes out and starts telling the truth. Like, how did they expect that to work?
It was great. We were loving it. That was my favorite part of Raw. That was my favorite promo that I've seen in WWE since probably one of the last ones Miz did. It was just straight fire. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they got to stop. If they don't want Miz to be a babyface, they have to stop letting him tell the truth. And then he didn't even heel out on the audience until way towards the end of the promo. Like, I think he completely lost sight of the fact that he was supposed to be a heel, and he should have, like, turned on the crowd immediately. Like, the Barclays thing was funny at the beginning, but then, you know, he should have called the audience idiots a whole lot sooner. But it was great that he didn't. I enjoyed it. It was really entertaining. Let me backtrack to SummerSlam again because both the women's belts switched hands, which I find very interesting. I thought that Natty was a strange choice to take the belt off of Naomi right after they finally get her glow-in-the-dark belt working right. The entrance is popping. Not that I feel like she deserved to hold the belt a second longer, because I really don't. I don't think she's there yet, but at the same time, it was working. So I have to question why WWE is doing this and if this is some kind of long-term thing, because they've hotshotted these women's belts around a lot. And I just felt like it was a natural progression to have her hold on to it for a long time and then have Carmella take it off of her, as much as that wouldn't have been a surprise.
You know what they might have been looking towards? They may have Asuka may be coming up to SmackDown and she may be taking the belt. And so they have her take it off a heel instead of off of Naomi.
Well, but after you've already had Corbin's Money in the Bank fail, can you have Carmella's Money in the Bank fail also? Would that not be taking too much steam off the whole Money in the Bank concept? One of the two of them's got to actually win the belt at some point, right?
I don't know. I thought the whole Corbin thing was funny because that whole thing was pretty much his career getting ended.
That was great. I mean, I think he's still got a future, and I think that they'll do him a favor at some other point in time after doing this. But it was, I thought that was the right thing to do with the Baron Corbin thing. I think they tried it. It didn't quite get the reaction that they wanted. It wasn't going to go anywhere. You can't put the strap on him. The gender experiment is too important.
Yeah.
So you have to job him out to it, and you might as well get some comedy out of it being almost a mirror image of it and give his character a reason for being bitter moving forward. I thought it was actually really well done with him also, but I just, once again, we're at this thing with WWE where it's like, what are you guys doing with this women's division? Like, the Raw belt especially has been hot shotted all over. It's like, if you're a woman and you're on Raw and you haven't had the belt, you got to be asking yourself what's wrong with you, because they're just giving the thing away like candy left and right. Sasha's got it again. And Alexa calls her out for having never once defended it and keeping it, which is true if you go back and look, which is ridiculous. Like, you can't go 2 matches and keep the belt. You win it on pay-per-view and drop it on Raw every time. Like, you suck. I mean, and Alexa flat out called her out for that. Like, Alexa's basically like, look, bitch, you're a 3-time champion because you can't hold on to this thing. Like, Alexa in the first week of her run has literally held the belt longer than Sasha.
It's crazy. And they basically have a few like sort of main event type female acts on Raw, and they make them all fight each other, or pay-per-view type matches between the two of them, and they don't have any filler. So that way you see Sasha and Nia Jax and Nia Jax, and you just kind of get tired of it. Like, I don't see any matchup on Raw that's interesting. Sasha has the belt, so what? Like, you're just going to bring Emma out and have her lose in 30 seconds. Like, it's not interesting, though, even though they have some of their best characters there.
Well, I mean, I feel like, and I don't know that they can do this, but they do need some more fresh blood. And I don't know if the Mae Young tournament helps them with that, especially on Raw, because it's such a long show and you've only got like 4 or 5 women, and Dana Brooks having personal issues right now, so she's not even around. Yeah. You got, and Paige hasn't come back. Is Paige ever coming back? Do we care if Paige comes back? It's like they need some kind of influx.
I'm not coming back without me, Poppy.
No Paige, no AJ. Dana's out for a while. Asuka's coming over to SmackDown, right? Or is she coming up to Raw?
You just completely no-sold my Paige? God damn it.
I thought Paige was actually here. I thought she was guesting on the show. I was about to get my list of questions ready.
I am looking pretty fucking pale right now. Jesus Christ.
You really are. I don't know if you're pale, but
I think it's the lighting, dude.
I can't tell from that. You'd have to bend over and show your button for us to know if it was matching.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm saying is it too soon still? That the video was like 3 months ago. All right. Anyway, so
that's why they got new belts.
It happened right after that. That makes sense. Oh shit!
I'm dying over here. I'm dying. Oh my god.
You should have done that in your fucking improv class.
Yeah,
shit.
Really.
One person would have got it. For sure.
Right.
One person would have got it.
One person in my class would understand WWE news.
Yeah.
So we've also got new tag champs. Ambrose.
Yeah, that's cool. It's sort of a Shield thing. It's sort of freshened up Ambrose and Rollins. That's fun.
It's like we got nothing for these guys, so let's tag them up like Kofi Kingston and CM
I appreciate it too, because I like both those guys, but I don't think they should be in the title picture right now. Wait until Brock's back out of the picture, and then those guys can slide right into that spot.
Really, Justin? You like Dean Ambrose?
Really? I like Seth a lot more than Dean Ambrose, but Dean is entertaining, and I like him as a top mid-card guy.
I like Dean, but I think he kind of figured out that he can just go super soft because WWE doesn't really get him, and that's what he does.
I think Dean's like Son of Havoc for me, where it's his fans that are turning me off of Dean Ambrose.
I don't pay attention to the Tumblr page. It's dedicated to Dean and dedicated to Renee in a different way.
Dedicated to cutting off Renee's head and living inside her body. Yeah. Oh, that's real. That's real.
But regardless, I think it's a good use of them for right now. A feud with the Hardys or whatever.
This candle smells delicious.
I feel a little bit bad for Sheamus and Cesaro, though. Like they've had a decent run ever since their best of 75 match or whatever.
You know why I don't feel sorry for them, Justin?
Why?
Because fuck Sheamus. Sheamus fucking sucks, dude. I feel sorry for Cesaro.
I don't know, though, man. I've seen a lot of improvement out of him, and I think this is a way better use than having him as a champion in singles matches.
All I'm saying is that, you know what? Cesaro's got a lot less luggage when he doesn't have to carry 2 belts and his partner, too. How about that?
What's Cesaro going to do as a singles? They're not going to put him at the top of the card. They're not going to put him at the top of the mid card. They're not even going to put him in the U.S. title picture.
This is where Mr. Krabs in the chat says that Cesaro should come to Lucha Underground.
This is no, but this tag team has really allowed both of them to have a little bit more fun, a little bit. They extend their personality a little bit, and not that far. It's just Cesaro gets to wear a kilt, and like that makes him seem a little bit more fun and whatever. Because he's,
what? Fuck that. One man should have been able to wear a kilt.
And then Sheamus gets to, if he's friendly to a guy we like, now all of a sudden now we have a little bit of more of a connection with this guy who just kind of act like a dick the whole time, even when we're supposed to cheer him. And so it's just a little bit bridging them together. And now it's like, yeah, it works. And they're also both really good and tough in the ring. And so you enjoy that. They probably legitimately beat people up. And then the swing and the fucking kick.
But there's also here's a problem with WWE. There's not enough belts at times, believe it or not. There's too many belts, and there's also not enough belts, because what do you do with these guys now? They've had this tag team run. They've gone back and forth with the Hardys and with the club, and they can't just do that now with Ambrose and Rollins. Like, it's not going to work. They can't stay in that picture forever. So is there a world where you could ever see two guys like this going down to NXT and it not being looked at as a demotion? Because I think that those two guys, if they were in NXT, would be gangbusters. They would pack, and the fans would get to appreciate them for what they really are. And I think they could almost have better careers than being lost in the mid-card muckety muck of Raw. Like, where's the club right now?
I would say
those guys
do
were like
it,
the biggest thing in the world 3 years ago, and now they're just
No.
lost in mid-card tag hell on Raw.
They already did this with Cesaro once, is the problem.
It was great, though. It was really good when they did that. But they are talking about sending some main roster talent down to NXT again.
But I think it's got to be big names like that, like these guys, like Sheamus, who's a former world champion, and these guys who are tag champions. Like, send down some guys with some actual credibility so that it doesn't just look like some kind of shitty demotion, and then let them be at the top, and let the new guys coming in have to take these guys on as the veterans and the guys who know. And then occasionally bring them back up, or leave them down there for 5-6 months and bring them back up and put them back in the title
or
picture.
fire Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. How about that? How about fire Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus?
You could send these guys down to Orlando for 1 week, and then get a month of programming, and then put them back on the road. And
then you say, we would like to wish Dolph Ziggler the best in his future endeavors. It's mega death, not mega death with an A, you fucking poser. How about that?
He blamed it on his seamstress, by the way.
Yeah, he blames a lot of things on people. Nothing shitty in his career is because he's horrible at everything.
I don't know. So I just don't know what you do with those guys, but I liked Ambrose and Rollins getting those belts. I felt like it just worked.
I think I don't know. I think what you're talking about is a good idea in general. I don't think specifically these two are there right now. I think they still get to do their rematch program for the next pay-per-view cycle. Also, one really big thing that happened on Raw is they hot-shotted Hardys versus Shield. I don't think they should have. It was a great match, clean finish. It was awesome, but I don't think they should have hot-shotted that on a shitty-ass Brooklyn crowd after SummerSlam.
I don't know that I'd really call that hot-shotting. I mean, I just feel like we know that those guys were credible and in the title picture, and if you're going to make Rollins and Ambrose a tag team and make them a credible tag team, that's a good place to start. And then, I mean, because eventually the storyline is going to end up being the tension between those two guys. And then, they got to be looking at the full Shield reunion, trying to figure out what to do with Roman at this point.
I wonder if there's from now until March program that they have sort of sketched out between the three of them.
With the Hardys, Sheamus and Cesaro, and those guys, or you're talking about with Roman?
With Roman and the Shield, like now they got the two guys doing their thing. Now, you have to somehow figure out how Roman plays into it.
Would be smart. And look, WWE is going into their down period where they get beat up by Monday Night Football. The big stars are usually gone at this time of year, and they've got to do some stuff to shake it up. Like bringing Cena over to Raw as part of it. Figuring out the Roman equation is going to be part of it. And now's their time to play a little bit. Now's when they're going to experiment. And this is actually usually when it's more interesting. They got to solve the Finn Balor riddle. They got to figure out the Shinsuke riddle. Two things that are stumping them right now. Like Shinsuke's mic work is killing them. They don't know quite what to do. Like the entrance gets over, the matches are fine, but they're having trouble figuring out programs for him. And it's obvious. They don't know how to do it because they're writers trying to figure it out, and they can't write for the guy. All they can do is put him out there and let him wrestle, and they're not NXT. They don't know how to make that work. Finn Balor is a similar situation. You've got these guys who are huge on NXT. They clearly have a following. They're popping crowds. They're selling merch. but they don't know how to work the storylines because Finn's not that great on a microphone. He's not. Nor does he need to be because he's fucking over. But they got to find a program for him that works. And without a belt to put on him right now, obviously they need to get him back to the Universal title picture at some point in time. But I imagine that might almost be at this time next year.
Yeah. I mean, he would benefit.
What Brock wants to do will determine where that Universal title goes.
Finn would benefit greatly from a belt. And that's, that would also really feed into his heel sort of rock and roller gimmick, the leather jacket, not the demon. And that's why they were throwing it on him immediately before he busted his shoulder. But Jesus Christ, Casey.
I'm fucking exhausted.
You're talking about how they don't have enough belts sometimes when all of a sudden you have your main belt sitting at home except for like 3 matches a year. That's a big deal. Now your IC belt is on Miz. Like, he's not going to lose it. He needs to hold on to that and do that thing. But now you have your 2 belts and they're not really in play. And they need that. Finn needs a belt. I got to imagine that Brock drops on a Raw sometime in the near future, or they find a reason to strip him or some storyline. I can't imagine that through the fall, between now and Royal Rumble, there's just no... I agree with him winning this SummerSlam, but I just don't imagine that there's really a reason to keep it on Brock much further into the year. It doesn't buy them anything. No one's going to watch anyway. Like, now's the time to take it off of him. I don't know exactly how you do it, but I think you got a month and a half max that you can have that belt still be on Brock. Here's a Brock question. He's flirting with UFC, and that was giving him a ton of leverage, especially with the Jones Von Bones call out. But, and that gives him leverage to get more money and a better contract, this and that. But
don't you think that's already been settled? I mean, I think this finish says to me that whatever that leverage was settled, and that he settled on WWE. And maybe giving them some more dates next year and more time and not taking any time off from it again.
I think he could do both, and I think him doing both is beneficial to him, WWE, and UFC. I think, it's just a matter of scheduling, and he's not around all that much anyway, but he's a huge star, and he can make everyone money. But
he's charging them for dates, though, man. They got to be real careful. Like, they can't be using him on TV dates where they're not getting something out of it or already making a shit ton of money.
But here's the thing with Jones pretty much done.
You don't know yet, though. That B sample comes back. And then the other thing is, honestly, for Jon Jones, maybe WWE benefits more, because if Jon Jones is on a 4-year suspension, boy, I'll tell you what, if I was Vince McMahon, I would be like, dude, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I've got a place you can come and work tomorrow. I'll work it out with Dana. Like,
hey, pal, I got a thing where part-timers don't have to piss, pal. It was my birthday yesterday, pal. Thank you for the wishes.
But when Brock says that he is
good.
considering UFC, doesn't he need a dance partner? Who would he fight?
Dude,
anybody. The Ream, I don't care.
The fucking Ream, a Juice versus Juice match.
Well, and there's still a chance for there to be a Juice versus Juice match with Jones and Lesnar too. Don't think that there's not some kind of backdoor release that Jones could get out of UFC and then go over to Japan or someplace else and have a Juice versus Juice match.
I heard he's into backdoor releases, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to say that I have to get off this call to do another 3-hour-long conference call. So I think we should wrap up the WWE so that me and my buddy Zach, the Z-Man, can work on our script at 2 o'clock.
You guys need to do that. And I'm pretty much wrapped up on everything anyway.
Yeah,
you got anything else?
Probably. New Japan G1 was awesome.
I did kind of want to talk a little bit about it.
I talked about it on Twitter a little bit. It's just go through, at the very least, watch some of the main events on all the shows. There's a ton of matches. There's a ton of shows. But the last few are amazing. Also, I think I loved how Suzuki really brought out and put over a lot of pretty much everyone he was against, especially all the young boys that he beat the hell out of after matches. Juice, I think this was his big coming out party. He got a few wins, but he also really showed who he was. brought his personality out, said he was going to have half Japanese babies. He did really well, and he also kind of maybe got a little too excited. But it was great, and you have the third Okada Omega match, which you have to watch, and then the next night, Omega and Naito, definitely watch that. Naito is your G1 champion, so your G1 winner.
Oh, thanks for the spoilers, dick face. I didn't even.
It happened 2 weeks ago.
It sure did. It's exciting stuff. I've been kind of watching a little bit, and I won't say how. Well,
don't you have my New Japan?
I don't.
Hey, dude, you made me pay for that shit myself, you asshole. You had a New Japan login for me? Fucking dick.
No, Casey, I don't have one for you, but I thought I sent it to Justin a while ago.
I used it once way back in the day, but when people hook me up with stuff like that, I don't keep their shit because, it's your shit. So you have to give it to me again for catching up on some of this, though I've seen some of it. Anyway, look, I am still smangry. I'm mad about racism. I'm mad about Lucha Underground finishes. I'm mad about there not being a season 4. Yeah. I'm mad about Jon Jones. I'm mad about what else am I mad about? I'm mad about the Cleveland Browns taking a knee and then people not respecting it.
Ass blood. You're mad about ass blood, bro.
I'm mad about Kyrie getting traded for Isaiah when Isaiah might have a broken hip. I'm mad about the fact that LeBron might leave. I'm mad about
I thought he was leaving.
That Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic might not happen now. I hadn't even talked about that because that was a possibility as well. Yeah. I'm super duper mad that TripleMania and the Conor fight are on at the same time because they actually did a good job. Look, congratulations, Dorian and Vamp and DJ and Mundo and Cross and all you pricks for actually making me care about AAA again because I actually want to see TripleMania. Mm-hmm. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen there, and I want to know. And I think there's some great performers. As much as they screwed over most of our favorite performers, not even a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Never forget.
Somehow I'm still excited about it. I'm not smangry that Twitch is putting it on too. I think that's a brilliant move, and honestly, that gets my top move of the week in wrestling. TripleMania being on Twitch is the best news of the entire week in all of combat sports.
Yeah, I like it, dude. And I didn't do a match of the week this week. I'm mad that Justin stole my smangry gimmick. Let's see. I'm also mad. You know what? I'm not mad. I just go with the flow. I'm a nice person. I'm not smangry. I'm nice, even keel. Fucking namaste, motherfuckers. Oh, but unless you're me, Flo, fuck you.
You even said PMA today. Like you are.
You know what? Yeah, but you know what? After Meef said Jet Li is better than Bruce Lee, that PMA has gone to an SMD. B.
I heard that Casey's going to be live tweeting the TripleMania. All the way through, so stay tuned to Lucha Gringo on Twitter.
Whoa. Let's not get carried away because first of all, I know they're going on Twitch and everything, but they've never had a live feed that's held up long enough for anyone to do live tweeting before. So let's just get there first before we start talking about live tweeting TripleMania. Let's just actually see if anybody can watch the show real time this year.
And I'm not live tweeting shit. I don't need a fucking community to watch a wrestling show. I just need to sit here by myself and enjoy myself. God
so Casey, Lucha Gringo on Twitter will be live tweeting TripleMania.
You're a jerk.
Feed. And also, like, if you just know where he lives, go to his house. And then listen to him talk about the show. That's also something he wants you to do.
I don't want anyone
and make sure you follow Friday, Casey, because it's still Friday at Lucha Gringo. Follow Fridays.
Yeah, because I'll mute you and I'll probably block you because I've been considering it. And one person that still follow Friday me today probably gonna get blocked by next week.
Dude, hey, Mil Machetes almost started the whole crazy entire Lucha Click thing again today, and I was really tempted to tag you in that, but I refrained.
I wasn't.
I muted that after the first post, so I didn't even see how bad it got, honestly.
I didn't even see.
Oh, that one got ridiculous. That one went on for about 6 days and involved like 200 people and some of the highest rated tweets that weren't big retweets that I think I've ever been on. It's crazy. Anyway, Oh, everything makes me smangry. Oh, so the Conor Floyd fight makes me smangry. I haven't even talked about the Paulie Malignaggi thing. That makes me super duper smangry. Ariel Helwani not being allowed to do the coverage because of his beef with Dana White makes me really, really smangry. Kevin Lee versus Tony El Kukui Ferguson for the interim lightweight title does not make me smangry. That makes me very, very happy. But DJ versus whoever he's fighting to break the record instead of TJ makes me smangry because no one's going to watch it. And DJ's a great fighter, but nobody cares. And until I beat him up in the street, nobody's going to ever know who Demetrius Johnson is. I don't know.
I'm so smangry too because I'm locked in a cage and I'm a skeleton. That makes me smangry.
Baby Driver. I'm going to go see Baby Driver, dude.
Go do it for real. It's a good time.
It's good.
That will not make
it's Ricochet's new finisher.
Okay. Well, hey, Justin.
I thought his new finisher was called Tessa's Allowance.
Oh, hey, Justin. So when you're watching the show last week, Casey and I did this contest to see who could do the sign off the best. Who do you think did the sign off the best?
The poll results.
Technically, Casey's was not wrong since you cut him off. You dick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fucking right. Fucking.
I can't believe Casey fell for that setup, though. It was so obvious you were going to do that. And Casey did not get away with it.
I was like, I'm going to go first.
I can't even believe I went back and watched that show. I shouldn't have given you guys a view. I wanted that to be the lowest rated show in history just to prove my value.
It's actually the highest, which is amazing. Like, I'm sorry, Kevin Cross. We've dethroned Kevin Cross's episode.
I don't think that's true. I don't think what you're saying there are real words.
Casey is a liar, but it was still a good show.
It's cool because I don't have to plug like 10 other podcasts to get us listeners, Justin. I just show up and tell people to go fuck themselves, which you've listened to Mats and Mayhems this week. Be cool and go fuck yourself.
I will say though that at least Dante Oblivion, the host of one of those other podcasts, he told me, since I wasn't watching, he actually watched you guys and said that it was very good and you guys held it down, and he gave you big props, especially to Byron, who he thought was completely incapable of doing such a thing.
I guess thank you, Dante. I'm not quite sure how to take that, but I will take it as a compliment.
I agreed with him. I was like, man, I totally thought Byron was going to really, really botch that, and somehow he held it together. Like, we know Casey's got his shit together.
Yeah, he held it together because I made a fucking format which said talk about how Justin's dying, then talk about Lucha, then something about like what we.
You put down weekend plans, like Casey. You're not going to talk about your weekend plans. No one cares. You're going to sit at home and wait for your parents to serve you dinner.
I'm sorry. I'm not just going to sit at home and eat a gallon of ice cream and cry, Byron.
It was a pint, and I did not cry until today when I realized what I did to myself. No, I worked out today. I'm sure you guys can tell.
Oh my God. Until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.